Yeah, it would help if I tweeted. Jesus. It would help if I tweeted out the show too, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that could help.
Bear with us one moment, guys, as I put out the notification that we're live. The show has officially started. I did hit the live button, forgetting to tweet. So we're putting the tweet out right now. Yes. Live.
So we're live right now?
Yes, we are live right now with some dead air. Well, anyways, I guess while I'm putting out the tweet, I'll say what's up to you guys. How's you guys' week and shit been going?
Well, as mine, I had Friday off from work because my grandfather's funeral was Friday. So, I've been off since Friday.
I see.
So, I can't complain.
I would say not. No. You had what, a 3-day weekend, even though it was kind of sad times.
Yeah, I mean, I got a lot of rest, so that was one good thing. And not only that, after that we went to eat some pizza afterwards. So
I don't know about you, but whenever I had gone to a funeral proceeding, I've always gone to an actual restaurant afterwards.
Oh, that's what we did. We went to, well, it was a restaurant. Well, it was like a restaurant, like in a beer and bar. I mean, but I don't know why, but they ordered in pizza, so it was good though. Free food. I'm not complaining.
Well, of course, you'll never complain about free food. You'd be fucking crazy to complain about free food.
Yeah, no shit.
What was
that, Kratos?
I'm not going to complain about the free groceries I got this weekend from the grocery store because someone forgot to pick them up.
I wouldn't either. Fuck it. You know what they say? If it's free, it's for me.
I got 20 plus items extra, and I only came in there for 13 for an order I made.
I'm trying to get the Cowboys game uploaded on my laptop.
Yeah, I haven't checked in that game at all. I have Dak Prescott going for me in my pay league for my family league, and
it's 3-0 Cowboys.
That's it.
I'm in Texas league, and I'm up on Frank up until tomorrow because we both got the Jets Bills game that we both have someone on either side for.
Yeah, I have
Bills, a wide receiver for the Jets. I got the Jets defense.
Yeah, I have the Bills defense, and I have I have Josh Allen going for me in Frank's Pay League and Texas League.
And it looks like the Cowboys are about to score. They're inside the 20 right now.
Aren't they down by 26 or something?
No, the Cowboys are 33-0 right now.
Oh, they're beating the Giants. Okay, Giants again.
Yeah.
The Giants. Holy shit, dude! I was whooping Drew's ass, and he just like catching up hard fucking core on my ass.
I'm up by at least 30 points on Frank in Texas League.
But how many players you have left and he has left?
Let me see.
Frank or Drew?
Frank. Oh!
Frank has the Bills running back and a Jets wide receiver, and I have the Jets defense. So they're both going to play against each other, regardless. That's tomorrow night.
Well, Cowboys got first down, so they're first and goal right now.
So what is going on?
They're at what is that? The stadium for the Giants right now?
Yeah, MetLife.
Oh man.
Damn, Prescott only got me 6.32 points right so far. That's fucking terrible.
I'm glad I didn't start my quarterback for the Colts. Even though it's 19 points, even though he got me 19 points from the bench, he's questionable now because he got hurt in the game.
So my brother's pay league, he set the flex position to include being allowed to use a second quarterback. So I have Tua as my flex player, and he got me over 33 points today because that game with the Colts, not the Colts, the Chargers are the fucking shootout the entire game.
I had the Chargers running back that game on my team. I had the Chargers running back in Texas League.
You would definitely, like, if you're able to use a second quarterback in the flex position, you're always going to want to do that because they're going to mainly get the highest score.
Well, here's the thing. The person I'm playing against in my family's pay league used the wide receiver as his flex player, and he's winning.
Huh.
Dak Prescott has literally shit the bed for me so far.
Well, maybe by stats, but right now, like I said, it's 33-0, and they just got a touchdown. So it's 40-0. Well,
it's going to be 40.
40-0.
It's about to be 40-0. Was it Lamb who scored the touchdown?
I'm not sure. It was
a run. It was a pass, right?
It was running.
So
got a wide receiver.
Yeah, so Dak's not going to get any points for that then. Well, anyways, guys, so what's going on? It's Less Than Serious, episode 74. We're going to talk a little bit more about some Week 1 football. I guess we'll make that our opening topic for the night since we're already talking about some football right now. We're going to talk about the SAG-AFTRA organization, the Screen Actors Guild, possibly getting involved, getting the gaming industry involved with the Hollywood strike. And
they've already unanimously voted them in 6 days ago, apparently.
Right, so we're going to get into that. And we're going to react to some classic video game commercials. I got a couple of videos queued up. They're like 10 minutes each. So we're going to do about 20 minutes of old school video game commercials and react to them and talk about the games and whatnot that are shown in those commercials and just have a good time. Three easy topics tonight. Get in and out in about 2 hours or so. I have another stream lined up for about 1 o'clock in the morning where I plan on playing some Need for Speed Unbound because I never finished that game, and the last time I played it was 8 months ago.
Good Lord.
Oh, so Kratos, you sent me that thing, right?
The link, yeah, it's in your DMs.
Yeah, I got it. Well, since we started talking about football, how much football have you guys watched today? Kratos, I know you worked. Casey probably didn't watch much of any football, I'm sure.
You would be correct. I tried to sit down and watch, and I just really... I mean, I know the better game that I was able to sit down and kind of watch was the Patriots versus the Eagles, and Patriots almost came back to win.
I was going to say, I heard that was a close game, too.
Why?
I'm looking at the matchup for me and Frank. Joe Burrow really shat the bed.
Yeah, he did. The Bengals as a whole shit the bed.
Joe Burrow and Chase, whoever Chase is for the wide receiver of the Bengals, that was Frank's top two. And they both combined for 12.28 points. Combined.
Oh, hey, Kratos, did you notice what room I'm in? Remember what happened Friday?
I see.
Hey, Rose, I had an ant infestation in the collection.
Shit.
Yeah, it originated from Duke's dog food, apparently.
Oh, wow.
It was coming from, I believe, from the door, coming to his food dish. So I had to raid the room and then raid what's left around his food bowl. But honestly, I picked up his food and dumped it and cleaned it before I raided the area.
I would hope so.
And when I woke up the next day, I came in here, it was still had the stench of raid, so I had to vent it out.
In
But-
case you guys haven't noticed on my end, no smoke detector alarms going off.
Oh, there you go.
Holy shit, folks! He finally fucking solved the problem.
Well,
I took them all down at this point because I don't know what the hell's going on.
Dave Rose, in my chat, Dave Rose was getting onto him about it in my chat Friday.
Yeah, I'm aware. It got to the point where I had no idea which one was going off, what was going on. So I just took them all down. All 4 of them. Smoke detector, carbon monoxide, took them all down outside of my door.
Jesus.
Well, I mean, I don't see how people get carbon dioxide poisoning. Like, open a door every once in a while. I mean, how do you get enough carbon dioxide?
Carbon monoxide, Casey. Carbon dioxide is what you need to breathe.
Yeah,
What's going on to Arushin Chu and Steve Callan? Welcome to the show.
Or carbon monoxide. But still, I mean, like, open a fucking door. I mean, how's that possible?
You open a window, first of all, to solve carbon monoxide problem.
Well, true, good point.
Opening a door ain't gonna do shit, but just let it somewhere else in your house.
Yep.
But anyways, I got some of the I got the NFL scores up real quick. Of course, the season started Thursday night with the Chiefs and Lions game, and who would have saw the Lions beating the Chiefs? Only by 1 point, but
my prediction
Jesus.
still holds true potentially.
Well, I know, I believe the Browns won today, too.
The Browns won 24-3. The
24-3.
the Bengals shit the bed.
But that's not much, right there, Bengals. So,
The Bucks won 20-17 over the Vikings. The Texans took a loss to the Ravens 25-9. Bijan Robinson and the Falcons beat the Panthers 24-10. The Commanders beat the Cardinals 20-16.
there's Redskins.
Even actual Native Americans want the name changed back to Redskins now.
The 49ers beat the hell out of the Steelers 30-7. That was a comical game. I watched that one.
Well, I was kind of watching it, but when it was so lopsided. It's like, God. And then I switched over where it was the Bengals and the Browns. For some reason, we got that fucking game. And I was like, oh, God, this is about the same.
Yeah, the 49ers game was 20-0 before halftime, and the Steelers didn't score until right before the end of halftime, or right before the end of the second quarter, rather. Kenny Pickett did not look good today. Threw a couple of interceptions. The Steelers' offense, as a whole, literally just could not come together against the 49ers. And Brock Purdy looked pretty good today. Christian McCaffrey in my family's pay league got me over 25 points, so I was happy about that. Unfortunately, it's probably still going to lead me to a loss, but it is what it is. The Jaguars take out the Colts 31-21. The Saints barely edge out the Titans 16-15. My older brother's team, the Broncos, fall another 1 point game to the Raiders 17-16.
Sorry, EJ, your team lost again. Sorry.
The Eagles won a close one, 25-20 against the Patriots. The Rams win 30-13 over the Seahawks. The Packers under new quarterback, I forgot his name, something Love. He gets his first win, 38-20 over the Bears. The Dolphins in a close game. I obviously watched this one being a Dolphins fan. This game was a shootout through and through. The lead changed 8 different times in this game, and the Dolphins edged out a win, 36-34.
Nice.
After Jason Sanders missed the extra point in the fourth quarter with 1:45 to go, and then the Dolphins defense not only blocked the field goal but sacked the kicker. He didn't even get to kick the ball. I did not know you can sack the kicker, but okay.
Well,
Right
it's
now,
considered a
really
vote.
boring in New
If you
York right
kick the-
now. In New
One
Jersey
at a
right
time.
now.
Hold on, one at a time.
I was going to say it's really pouring in New Jersey right now. It's like you could, like right now, my resolution on my screen is not great, but you can see it just pouring over there.
Oh yeah, the Giants are home. Yeah, we've had a whole lot of rain this week. The Giants taking an ass whooping, 40-0. With it doesn't say how much time's left on here. Oh yes, it does. Fourth quarter, 10 minutes to go, somewhere around there. And the Bills take on the Jets tomorrow night, which is another game I'll be watching, as I have some vested interest in that as well.
That sounds like a good game right there.
Oh yeah, I'll be watching that one.
Quarterback that was something Luck. I think he was with the Battlehawks in the XFL at one point.
So
Which one was that? Seahawks Rams? You said one had the Luck quarterback.
No, I was saying Love, the new quarterback for Green Bay. I think it's was his name Jordan Love or something like that.
Oh, never mind. I'm thinking of someone else because someone got signed to a team from the Battlehawks in St. Louis. XFL team. Like he only played like 2 games. Then all of a sudden he got signed to an NFL team.
You wouldn't figure you'd be able to do that. Like you figure Rock would have been smart enough to sign these people so they couldn't just steal them away. You know?
Yeah, you would think.
I can't do anything about the crying in the background, guys. I'm sorry about that. I don't know what happened to that child. So let's see. So we got the Fantasy League, Pay League matchups. We'll take a look at these first. Obviously, I'm on top because it's my game. Defeating Drew, 138.2 to 124.14, with each of us having one player to play. I have Josh Allen to play still tomorrow night, and he has Tony Pollard, I believe.
Yeah, I lost a little bit of a respect for Josh Allen for being on the cover of Madden 24.
I don't know now, so I don't really know all of these teams. Like I know TSS is here, but I don't know who the Dayton Tringles is. I would imagine they meant to spell triangles and failed. But TSS is winning 137.5. Oh no, he's losing. He's losing, but it says he's gonna edge out a win. TSS is losing 139.34 to 137.52, and TSS has one player to go, and the other team does not. So it looks like TSS still has Cook for the Jets to play tomorrow night. I can't do anything about the background noise, guys. So you have to bear with it. I'm sorry. Frankie Doodub G, which is one of Frank's friends, going up against Orion Zaref. I have no idea who the hell either of these two teams are. But looks like Team Frankie is winning 116.2 to 76.34. That's lopsided as hell.
Holy shit.
It looks like neither team has any more players left, so I think that's a wrap on that game.
Sorry to cut in here, but they were saying this is the biggest shutout for the Cowboys in since 1995. Like the last one was 35-0. Well, now it's 40-0.
Well, there you go. So that's that.
Well, Giants ain't gonna come back and win all of a sudden unless they.
I don't think there's enough time for them to come back and win, even if they wanted to.
Probably maybe get a couple touchdowns if they're lucky, but no, this game's over.
So we got Foulmouth Ken going up against Dale Turnhart. Ken is losing 99.52 to 64.78. Ken has, I think, he's got one player left to go. Both teams have one player left to go. We have Wilson for the Jets for Dale's team, and Gabe Davis going for Ken's team tomorrow night. So that's still anyone's game, realistically. And Frank is getting... It looks like he's going to barely lose if this holds out. But he is right now winning his game against the Chaotic Goats. 104.8 to 102.34. Frank has one player left to go. Both teams again have one player left to go. So for the Goats have Stephon Diggs going tomorrow night. And Frank has Cook for the Buffalo Bills going tomorrow night. Shifting gears now to the Free League. Yeah, it's embarrassing. I am going to end up losing to Michael, unfortunately. But here's the thing. It really doesn't count as me losing to Michael willingly because this was an auto draft league, so he didn't actually draft his team.
Neither did I, and I'm still kicking Frank's tail somehow.
Right, so none of us drafted our teams in Texas Free League. So Michael just got lucky enough to have a competent team.
I heard AJ did, and you said Mikel did too?
No, none of us were supposed to auto draft. None of us were supposed to draft our players.
Yeah, but I believe I heard AJ drafted his team, but did you say Mikel drafted his team though?
No, I said it doesn't count. It doesn't count as Michael competently beating me because he didn't draft his team.
Yeah, but I mean, did he set up his lineup?
It was automatically set from once the draft was done. It automatically put your starters in.
Yeah.
He got Justin. Holy shit! Yeah, he had Tyreek Hill. He fucking killed it today. Tyreek Hill had an amazing game. Deebo Samuel had a really good game. Saquon Barkley's not doing all that great. He still has one player left tomorrow. He's got Kincaid going tomorrow. And he's already destroying my ass. So that's fucking... This game's over. He got fucking Dallas defense with 36 fucking points.
Oh.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, so he put it this way. His two, Tyreek Hill and Dallas defense alone were enough to beat me. I have Josh Allen going tomorrow and Buffalo's defense going tomorrow, and I can't come back from this at all. I have no way of coming back from this.
I can just see Mikel throwing a party right now.
Mikel's auto draft team has thoroughly kicked my ass. Don't celebrate too much, Michael, because you didn't competently put that team together.
Yeah, but you could still make trades.
Well, yeah, right. We could still do that much, but the thing is, he didn't put that team together willingly. So
okay, but that doesn't mean that he set it. Well, his team was set up better than you for this week.
Right, but he didn't do that himself. Therefore, it was all auto-generated, and he got lucky. Anyways,
this week
the Lone Star Slashers, which is Tex, going up against the managerless team, which I don't know who that is.
Mm-hmm.
Tex already got all of his points, and he lost. He is losing 107.44 to 98.94, and he cannot get any more points, so he already lost. I already pretty much lost, so me and Tex are both going to start 0-1. TSS winning again in the Free League, going up against the Motor City Demons. And the Motor City Demons got all of their points, and so did TSS, so that game's a lock. TSS won that. The Dreadnoughts, which I believe is the Deity, versus the winners. I don't know who the winners are. Deity is just barely losing right now, having garnered practically all of his points. 91.86 to 93.02. Looks like the winners are going to hold on and win that game. And the Gods of War, which I believe here is Kratos, going up against Frank in the Free League. Frank will not get a league sweep as he is getting beat 102.9 to 65.48.
Oh, dang.
And, yeah, Frank's getting beat about as bad as I'm getting beat. Only it's more embarrassing for me to lose to Michael.
Definitely.
No, even if it was auto-drafted and automatically set up.
Oh, quit making excuses.
Bullshit.
Hold on. I guarantee you, if that was me, you would say the exact same thing to me, where it'd say I'm making excuses. So, all you're doing is making excuses.
Here's the difference, Casey. You lost to Michael while we all drafted our own players willingly. I lost to Michael because he got an auto-drafted team.
No! Hold on. I guess I did 2 years, so I guess, yeah.
You
I
lost
think
Michael didn't play last year. He didn't play in it last year. You lost to Michael in the first year. Again, while we all willingly drafted our teams.
Yeah. But hold on, I think I remember where Mikkel had the highest score of the week. So
that's because he had a team. That's because he had a team of tight ends, and one of them got him like freaking 48 points.
Yeah, but even though, like I said, even if I was interchanged by someone else, he would beat them as well because he had the highest score of that week.
So let's look ahead to week 2 since there is no Lesson Serious next week. You have the Vikings playing the Eagles on Thursday Night Football. You have the Packers taking on the 49ers. The Bills going against the Raiders. The Bengals going against the Ravens. The Lions and the Seahawks. Chargers and the Titans. The Bears and the Bucks. Jaguars and the Chiefs. Texans and the Colts. Hold on. Oh, I'm sorry. Green Bay is going up against the Falcons, not the 49ers. The 49ers are taking on the Rams.
Second. Sorry to cut in for a second, but whose defense is the Cowboys right now?
In the Free League?
Oh, which one was scored the most? That was Mikkel, right?
Yes.
He just scored more points. He got a big sack on there.
Terrific. Thanks, Casey. Next week we have the Giants taking on the Cardinals.
And it just happened again.
The Cowboys are taking on the Jets. The Broncos might get a win against the Commander Redskins. Dolphins are playing the Patriots. That's going to be an interesting game. The Colts are playing the Panthers, and the Browns are playing the Steelers. As for week 2 of the Free League, I am going up against Kratos. Currently slated to lose that one. TSS is going up against Tex. The Motor City Demons up against Michael. Michael is slated to win again. What is this shit? Managerless team against the Dreadnoughts, and Frank against the winners.
I can't believe a managerless team is beat Tex. That's hilarious.
As far as week 2 in the Pay League, I am going up against TSS, in which I'm slated to lose currently. Dale is taking on Daytona Tringles. Frank is taking on his buddy Frank, so it's Frank versus Frank next week. Foulmouth
Yep.
Ken is going up against the Chaotic Goats.
I'm gonna assume one of the goats people that.
I don't know. Maybe.
What?
Don't die.
Don't acting weird. He's acting weird right now.
Who is your dog?
He's acting very weird. I don't want to explain why, but he's acting extremely weird.
That doesn't sound good.
Oh, that's why I had to pick him up so he can stop doing it.
Yeah, Dallas defense got one more point for the sack. That just currently happened. There is fourth quarter, 3 minutes, 10 seconds left of the game. The Giants ought to be ashamed of themselves for getting destroyed the way they are.
Thanks for the great comments in the chat. Look at that. Holy hell.
Let's see. Let's shout out the chat. I already shouted out Arushan Chu. I shouted out Steve Callan. Arushan Chu says Steve Callan's a dope. I heard Steve Callan and Dave Rose are Island Boys together. TSS says, "What's up, you guys?" So,
What's up, Tia?
Get up, TSS.
So yeah, thoughts on week 1 of the football season? I think it's quite interesting. Some of these games, didn't expect them to be as close as they were. I didn't expect some of the teams that lost to actually lose, like the Chiefs losing to the Browns. That was, or not the Browns, the Lions. That was a little unexpected.
So,
But
Texas
some people don't like to shout out. I mean,
this comment of the night so far.
Go on.
I
What?
didn't say anything.
No, well, you were saying something, Casey, and Kratos said something about comment of the night.
Yeah, Texas
I
comment of the
thought
night.
now.
Oh, is he in the chat now?
Yeah, he had one comment in the chat.
Who?
Text. It was hidden, but I clicked the show button on it.
Oh, it didn't pop up on my OBS thing.
Oh, no, the actual stream for me. Hold on, I'll read it out. Someone
Okay,
gets down a you know what kid because Dallas has torn him 3 new assholes.
Yeah, it didn't even show up on my freaking chat box. That's weird.
Well, I'm sure he's happy about that because I heard some bad news on Texas A&M Saturday. So I'm wondering how he's taking that news right now.
Texas, welcome to come on and talk a little football if he wants to, if he's still here.
You know he loves talking football.
Well, if he wants to talk a little football, he's welcome to come on. We give him a couple minutes.
College football, James Madison University Dukes. They just beat They actually came back and beat Virginia of all teams on Saturday. But buddy is actually alma mater with them. JMU had the best comeback in my opinion. They came back 35-17 to beat Virginia, UVA Virginia, 36-35 in the end.
Text said, "Hang on, I'm shitting."
That did show him, but his other comment doesn't. I mean, I can understand.
His other comment never popped up. I don't understand it. You know what? That comment didn't even pop up either on my back end.
Are you talking about the back end on your OBS?
No, the back end on the YouTube studio that's showing me my chat.
Well, you might
I
have to
think
check.
I'm a mod.
I'm thinking what's that is you probably actually have to be on the video itself or like the stream itself.
No, I see them. I see it now. I had to refresh, and now I see them. Aru says, I thought Tex shat in the woods.
Well, here's the thing. Like when I'm using StreamYard, sometimes I'll be watching my stream on the laptop on YouTube while I'm StreamYarding on my phone, and there's some comments won't come up on my stream. No, actually, it wouldn't show up on the YouTube, but it'll show up on the StreamYard for some reason, or the other way around.
Yep.
And knowing it's probably the other way around, how Google really censors the shit out of people.
So I just went and put on this game. I guess it's over now. I wanted to catch like the last couple of minutes.
It could be my laptop is just lagging. Fuck. It says right now it's a minute 14, but it's like lagging. Right now it says it's 4th and 4th, and the Giants just took over.
They're showing Dallas's. Yeah, here we go. So we got the game here. 4th and 4. It looks like Dallas ball. Prescott needs to do.
No, now it's gonna be the Giants' ball because they just went over.
Yeah, so the stream I just popped on was a minute, is one play behind. We're gonna add text to the call. I gotta always remember how to do this.
Bullshit. Excuses.
I never remember how to add people to the call. Oh, here we go.
Did he just call you?
He did, but I gotta add people in the same way that Drew did it.
Well, you know what? Let me see if I'm able to do it. I'm sure I'm able to do it, but I'll have to go off camera.
I got him. Let's see if he answers.
Okay.
There he is. What's going on, Tex?
Hi, Tex. How's it going, buddy?
I'm watching a bunch of New Yorkers get assaulted in a very personal way.
Dude, it gives me great pleasure that the Giants are getting destroyed because my ex-father-in-law, he's a big Giants fan, and it makes, I
didn't know they. You know, normally when there's such a heinous act, they don't allow TV to show it. But they've got cameras all over this thing. I mean, they're just showing the. I mean, this isn't just a defiling of a corpse. This is something. I'm not even sure what term you use for this. My God.
Well, this is straight text. This is straight up teabagging a dead body. Right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, this is like, you killed the guy, then you killed his girlfriend, then you killed his kid, then you cut the kid's head off, and then you teabag that. This is basically what they're doing.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Well, they were saying that shutout for the Cowboys since '95, I believe.
I don't know about that. But yeah, it's a Cowboys came with something to prove here, buddy. I don't know what. I don't know if Jerry started threatening to cut paychecks or what. He needs to keep it up.
Well, I believe that was the last play of the game as we go down to the last 12 seconds. If there is another play, it's looking like the Giants will be
No, it
3rd
just,
and 14.
it just ended. I've got it live on my television. You can call it.
It's
40
over.
to nothing.
40. Yep, it's over. 40-0. Dallas over the Giants in a fucking disgraceful showing by New York. Technically, New Jersey.
I mean, just remember September 10th. Hashtag never forget. It's 9/11/2 is what I'm officially calling this.
Oh. I totally forgot 9/11 was tomorrow. We didn't need to go there. But okay.
This is the sequel / prequel 9/11 for New Yorkers now. So.
And you know what? All those fucking points that Dallas put up.
Take it to a sports direction. This is the Germany-Brazil FIFA semifinal version for the Giants.
Yeah, I'd like to say I feel bad for New York, but I hate them, so I don't feel anything but joy right now.
Oh yeah, I agree. Uh,
Forgot that reference. You get a damn cookie on me.
So here's a question for you guys. What's going on to is it Keelan or Kellen? In the chat, he goes, "Would you trade Pollard for Joe Mixon and T Higgins?"
Pollard for Mixon and T.
and Keegan. Pollard and Keegan.
I think I don't know, dude. Pollard's going to be something special, man. Like I've got him. I've got 6 fantasy teams. I have him in 2 of them,
You got
and
6?
yeah,
Damn.
not that hard.
2 was too many. God damn, 6.
I'm running 3, and even I think that's too many for me.
Well, I've got one with friends from work, one with some family members, the auto draft league, which I have not. I mean, technically, the only person who actually drafted was AJ because he didn't hit the auto draft button. So everybody else just got random players, whoever was available. So, and then I've got just a few others within the mix. But
So
No,
if
it's really not
so if AJ wins, would you call him a cheater?
AJ's not good. AJ drafted 3 quarterbacks. He's not winning this. Okay, it's not happening.
Well, yeah, I guess 3 is too many. I mean, unless how many
No, I think our league is a 12 roster league.
Yeah.
I believe, and it's only a 1 quarterback spot. So you only need a backup quarterback until your starting quarterback has had his bye week. Then you can cut the backup to replace it with a wide receiver or a running back, somebody you're actually going to use.
Oh,
I mean, I don't even carry 2 defenses on my team because I want to have more wideouts and running backs.
oh yeah.
But that's just me. It is what it is.
I mean, it's the same thing for kickers. I mean, or you just have to take a chance of just cutting that kicker. If let's say like the best kicker in the league, yeah, you don't want to get rid of him though.
That's the one thing I wish I had done. What my original plan was to do for our auto draft league was completely get rid of the kicker because I hate a kicker in football. That position should be done away with. I hate it. It drives me crazy. I was going to add another flex spot, or maybe even do have it set up to where it's a 2 quarterback league.
That's actually
to
what
really
my brother.
run those scores.
That's actually what my brother did in the pay league I am in with him. I don't know if you caught what I said, but he made the flex spot a super flex, so you could use a quarterback if you want to. So I used.
I don't know why I didn't do it, but I don't know. I guess I got busy.
So my pay league with my family, I got Prescott, who shit the bed. He gives 40 points for his fucking team, but gets me less than 10 fantasy points. Thanks, asshole.
Well, Prescott didn't do anything today. He threw maybe 2 touchdowns.
But
Tua
got me over 33 points. So go figure. The 2 quarterback thing bit me in the ass today. And my opponent ran 1 quarterback and an extra wide receiver and is winning. Go figure.
Well, like I said, I've got 6 teams, but I've hit a spur of bad luck in the beginning of the season, and I'll just give you a couple quick examples. On the team that I have with my friends from work, Travis Kelce was my number 1 draft pick.
He didn't
Obviously,
play.
he didn't. I was like, okay, I'm going to school these guys. I'm going to take the chance. I'm going to double up. I took Kelce in the first round. Somehow Patrick Mahomes fell to me in the second. Everybody knew I was going after this guy. Nobody took him before me. So I have him. But like I said, Kelce didn't play, so maybe he'll play next week. But a couple of other things I've been snake bit on. I've got Jonathan Taylor, the Indianapolis running back, who's not. He's on like suspension for like 4 weeks or something in one or two of my leagues. So I'm screwed there. And the Baltimore tight end Andrews, he was also hurt this week. So, and all of these are key players on my teams. So I'm really having to piece some stuff together here. But it is what it is. That's part of the family.
I got a question for you, Tex. How's it feel to lose to a managerless team?
I don't. I'll be real honest with you. I have no control over my team. I didn't pick these people.
That's what I said when I'm getting
it is.
stomped by fucking McKell.
You can
It's the luck of the. It's the luck of the draw next week. I mean, hang on. Well, let me go to that league. Okay. I'm not even. I've actually got a decent team. I've got Trevor Lawrence at quarterback. Justin Jefferson at wide receiver, probably the best wideout in the game right now. St. Brown of Detroit, Gibbs of Detroit, Akers. I've got some good starters here. They just have to hit. I mean, today Trevor Lawrence only got 18.74 points, but Jefferson got me 24. I mean, it's only a matter of time before these guys really pop off. And Andrews, the tight end out of Baltimore, he's on that auto draft league. Do I like losing? No. But let's be honest, whenever my key tight end is hurt and I didn't get to pick my players, it's kind of a wash. You know what I'm saying?
Well, let me ask you which one's worse, to lose to a managerless team or McKell?
Oh, no. Losing to McKell would always be worse.
Thanks, Tex.
Well, like, I'm looking at the managerless team. They've got Jones at quarterback, which that's a whatever. They've got Diggs at wide receiver out of Buffalo. Josh Allen's going to be hitting him up tomorrow night.
Mm-hmm.
Oh crap, he's got Jones out of Green Bay as well. That's why. Okay, Aaron Jones had a huge day for Green Bay today. I don't know if y'all watched that game or not, but holy moly, was he cooking! He got 26.70 points.
Jesus Christ!
How did? Wait, no. Nick Folk, the kicker for the Titans, got 18 points. How is that possible?
Jason Sanders got fucking 14 today for the Dolphins.
That's why I'm losing. He has the San Francisco defense, which got 13. Nick Folk got 18, and Jones for Green Bay got 26. Just call it 27. That's why I'm losing to a manager of this team, and it's only by 8 points, so I really don't feel that bad. It is what it is.
I'm sure. Sorry, I was going to say it's probably because the kicker probably kicked a long field goal, and obviously a few other.
Performance for Nick Folk, 2 field goals, 20 yards and 29, one field goal between 30 and 39, one field goal between 40 and 49, and one of 50 plus. That's why Nick Folk got something.
Yeah, right there.
Well, put it this way, Tex. Michael beat my entire team with only 2 of his players.
Wow. I'm gonna look at your team right now. I'm not even sure.
Defense.
So let's go to Rumble Rose. You got Josh Allen. Josh Allen hadn't played yet. He could have a really big game. I mean, I don't know how much you're down, but
I am down by 80 points.
Oh, that's not.
Oh yeah, no.
You're screwed.
The Cowboys defense came to play, and it bit Rose right in the ass.
That's not all that bit me in the ass.
There was 2 sacks I saw back to back when we were on.
Team's not bad. You got Hawkinson there at tight end out of Minnesota. That's a solid pick. Allen for the Chargers. Hopkins from Tennessee's not bad. I mean, you've got some good pieces here. I mean, you've got Tua as a backup, and you've got Josh. Dude, you're stacked at quarterback, man. Holy crap.
I got Jalen Hurts and the Colts quarterback.
If I were you, I may even put Tua up there as trade bait to get some wideouts or running backs or something. That's just
If he keeps
That's-
performing the way he is, if he's
Oh.
going to outperform fucking Allen, I might trade Josh Allen instead.
well, Tua went up for 466 yards, 3 TDs, an interception, and 5 rushing attempts. So the only thing that scares me is Tua's health. I need to see him take a few good hits to see how he rebounds.
So,
That's the one
actually,
thing that scares me.
they actually talked about that in the during the game today. During the offseason, the NFL came up with this new quarterback helmet design so that it allows the quarterback to take blows a little bit better.
And just another kick in the balls to Rose here. His backup kicker got 14 points, but he was on the bench. The kicker he played only had 5. So there is that too. So
That's what I said. Sanders got 14 fucking points on the fucking riding the bench. And if you look at my Kells team, he has fucking Tyreek Hill that got him 44.5 points. And Dallas's defense that got him 37. So those two alone beat my entire fucking roster today.
yeah. But like I said, Frank and I came up with this idea of a auto draft league to just really do something different. Because there were already pay leagues within our little circle of misfits here, so we wanted to do something different, and it's a fun idea. Realistically, if you win, it's you either were blessed with a good team to begin with, or you're really good at trading. And I don't think anybody's traded yet.
Or working.
This is really. No, shut up. So this is my Kells starting team that he fielded: Justin Fields, Tyreek Hill, Deebo Samuel, Saquon Barkley, Joe Mixon, Kincaid for Buffalo, Najee Harris, Moody, which is the San Francisco kicker, and the Dallas defense.
Yeah, so you basically need Josh Allen to have the game of 15 lifetimes tomorrow night.
Pretty much. That, and I need the Buffalo defense to do what Dallas did tonight. On top of that,
right? You need the Buffalo. You need to become the biggest Buffalo Bill fan in like 2 seconds. Try to pull something out of you.
Did I hear right? There's 4 games tomorrow.
There's usually 2 on the first Monday Night Football, but I only see 1 on the schedule.
Okay,
I think there's only one tomorrow. Don't Buffalo versus the Jets.
Right, I'm watching that game. That's for sure.
Okay, I was like 2. Okay, it's like that makes sense. Like 4, god dang, they have to start like at noon unless they don't want to, unless they double up. But 2 makes sense.
I don't recall 2 games going on at the same time for Monday Night Football.
No, there's usually one after the other on the first Monday night of the year, but not this year. Anyways, Tex, I'll be right back. I'm going to let you steer the ship. Go ahead and give your Week 1 thoughts of the NFL and the games and whatnot that took place and the games that you watched and whatnot. I'll be back in about 5 minutes or so.
Sure. Yeah, no, obviously Week 1, everybody's excited. Football's back. Completely. Obviously, college started last weekend, but predominantly, NFL talk for right now. Some big shockers. Obviously, you started with Kansas City hosting Detroit, and Detroit coming in there and getting the win. Was it a pretty win? No. Was it? Were they better than Kansas City? I don't think so. I wasn't impressed by either team, but when, I don't like to make excuses for whenever a team loses. AJ and I and Mikkel were actually talking about this Thursday night, but It's obviously next man up. I mean, even AJ had said that. But you win like 30 something percent of your offense, which is the key of your offense, and Travis Kelce going down 2 days before the start of the season. He's literally what the linchpin of what that team is built around is took away. That's hard to recover from. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, there's some teams they'll get freaking injury prone, or like they have so many injuries
Dude,
that
injuries are everywhere. Just scroll through a fantasy football team. Half of the names have a Q next to them for questionable because of injuries. It's
yeah,
ridiculous. It is awful. I mean, luckily I went with Yahoo, so they're pretty good at updating stuff. They do it pretty quickly, but even they kind of lag. Like obvious, like the Cincinnati Cleveland game today. That's another one that I was actually watching pretty close because I have the Cincinnati QB as one of my fantasy teams, and Joe Burrow got 3 point something points. This guy just got hundreds of millions of dollars of a contract extension for like 5 years. And then the next day he gets beat by the Cleveland freaking Browns. Are you serious? Like what? How does this happen? You should be able to go out there with a 3 day hangover, still nursing a bottle of beer and beat the Cleveland Browns. I think Casey could beat the Cleveland Browns. But a team that was almost Super Bowl champions got beat by Cleveland in the opening weekend. That is gnarly to me. Like, that was nuts.
I still feel like the worst team in the league. I mean, I'm talking about NFL. Should turn around and play like a high school, like the best high school team in the country, and see if they still lose to them.
I think they did that years and years ago. Like, I'm talking like decades ago. I think they did something like that. I'm not sure. But no, it's just how I could not believe I'm sitting here watching Cincinnati Bengals, a team that, could do pretty much whatever they want on the field. And you let Cleveland beat you. How do you let that happen? Like, did you just not care? I mean, are you trying to shave points against yourself to, make some money here? What's going on? I can't. I have to wonder about this kind of nonsense. But it's just, it's crazy.
From like
I saw
Cincinnati side, because it came out that Joe Burrow gets the highest paid contract, and all of a sudden he plays like garbage. Hot garbage.
Literally a day later from becoming the highest paid person in football, you look like you're a practice squad guy that's probably not going to make the roster next season. Exactly. And yes, I know Joe Burrow. He's coming off of an injury. I get it. And even the fact that he didn't participate in the preseason whatsoever, I still don't find that to be a credible excuse of letting the Browns do that to you. That is.
Well, I mean, a lot of times these starters they barely do any reps in these preseasons, and like that,
that plays into that whole injury factor thing. These people. I mean, why are we having three preseason games if you're not even going to play your starters and practice them a little bit? What's the point of the preseason? You could do all of this stuff within training camp, because realistically, preseason is just training camp in front of people so they can get TV rights on.
Yeah,
that's all that it is.
It's just training camp with crowds and crowds and TV. That's it.
Literally, why are you going to have 3 preseason games if you're not actually going to practice the guys that, are going to play? I mean, you don't see. I don't know. To me, that's dumb. I think either the preseason needs to go or actually do something with it because it's just a waste of.
It's a
Well,
waste of revenue.
I just got. What would you do with the preseason? Let's say we had to have these 3 weeks. What would you do different?
And I'm stuck to having 3 preseason games. Like,
Yeah,
is that the rules that I
yeah,
have to stay within?
yeah. I had to stay with that.
Well, obviously, without thinking about it, my on the spot answer would be one game you play nothing but bench players. Nobody who started for you last season can play in the game. That is your first one. Basically, what I would do with it, if I have to have 3 preseason football games, I'm going to build this thing up as a prelude to the regular season, which is what it should be. So I'm going to start with the guys that you probably have never heard of, and they may not even have names on the back of their jerseys. Like, that's the level that I would start at. The second week, it would basically, I would treat it as if it was like a reality game show or something, where you move on to the next round kind of thing. And as I got into week 2 and week 3, I would have my starters coming in. In the second preseason game, I'm having my starters play at least a quarter. The third preseason game, you're playing at least a half. So you are at least getting a reputable amount of time on the field to prepare for the upcoming season. And as I'm working this in, I'm taking all those guys from game 1 who fits with the starters. Let's say it's Cowboys. All right, you got Tony Pollard at running back, and we have this new kid come in. How does he work with Pollard in a 2-back system? Does he work better as a tailback, a halfback? Maybe can we even plug him as a tight end? Do something like that. Keep it interesting. Keep it fun. And if I have to broadcast these games, maybe you make it interactive. Do it kind of like the Pro Bowl does, where you have the players mic'd up or something. Kind of make it more of a spectacle to get more people to watch. Because obviously, if we're going for TV revenue rights here, what better way than to do? What happened?
Oh, I thought we lost you for a second.
No, I had a cough. I had something in my throat. But yeah, no, I mean, football week 1, though, I thought it was entertaining. I mean, Casey, what are your thoughts? You probably didn't watch any games of it.
I watched some. Not a lot because I had stuff to do around the house, but when one of the first games we had was the Bengals and the Browns, and that was lopsided. And then trying to remember what else lopsided game. I think it was the Steelers.
Well, did you happen to catch the Green Bay Chicago game?
No, I didn't get that one.
That was another good one. I was very surprised.
And then later on we had the Patriots and the Eagles game, and I was a little bit more happier about that. And
I didn't get to watch that one. I was watching a couple other games, and I had to do stuff with the family. But no, I thought it was a good week 1 overall. I mean, obviously, I don't think anybody expected the Cowboys to go up there and beat the Giants 40-0, which
No.
I mean I'm very happy about. But
definitely not.
The Giants they've got Saquon Barkley back there at running back, and Daniel Jones. I mean, he's not a great quarterback, but I thought he was better than that. I mean, maybe they just weren't prepared. I don't know, but it's. I thought it was a fun opening weekend, and I'm really looking forward to Monday Night Football to see the Jets go against the Bills.
Yes.
I think. I think the Jets are going to.
All want to watch, sit down and watch the Jets game, but with Aaron Rodgers going over there, it kind of gives you wonder how he's going to do over there.
Well, we when you realistically step back and look at Aaron Rodgers, let's see, he won the Super Bowl 13 years ago. What has he done since?
No.
He's
Yeah.
done nothing.
Still a good quarterback. I mean, if I
I'm
had
not
to
saying he's a bad quarterback. I'm just saying he's a prima donna that when things aren't going good, they're going his way. He likes to finger point within his own team, and he causes problems. That's my issue.
CM Punk of the NFL. Let's just get that out of the way.
What's that?
Aaron Rodgers is becoming the CM Punk of the NFL. Let's just put that out there.
Well, he's always been a diva. He's always been a diva. Skip Bayless is one of my favorite. I mean, do y'all watch Undisputed, the sports talk show?
no.
Well, it used to be the show. It was Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharp, but Shannon Sharp left, and they replaced him with Michael Irvin and Richard Sherman and Keyshawn Johnson. They kind of do a rotating thing. Which, if y'all aren't watching the new Undisputed, you need to be. Or even if you can't watch it, they put the show in podcast form, just audio through however you listen to podcasts. But it's pretty good. I may like it more than it with Shannon Sharp, but I don't know. I may be biased because Michael Irvin is there and I'm a Cowboy Mark, but it is what it is.
Michael Irvin's good no matter what. He was in the remake of The Jar with Adam Sandler.
Yeah, that's one of the few Adam Sandler movies I actually like. But no, Skip Bayless talks about Aaron Rodgers, how he's very much a diva, and I have to agree with him. And I know that's not a popular thing to agree with Skip Bayless, but I'm a fan of the guy. I think he's one of the smarter people in football. I've been a fan of his ever since he was on ESPN back in the day. I mean, he was a sports writer for my Cowboys down here during the 90s. I mean, he was here during the good years, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But that Monday night game with Aaron Rodgers, I mean, don't forget the Jets were a 7-10 team last season with a really good defense. Keep that in mind going into this season, because
It's going to be the Bills who will win.
oh yeah. No, I've got the Bills by 2 touchdowns at least. The Bills are stacked. There's only 2 things that worry me about the Bills. How good is the defense? Can they get pressure on a quarterback? And Josh Allen cannot give up interceptions. As good as Josh Allen is at quarterback, he throws more interceptions than I'm comfortable with. And that can't happen. That's the one thing that bothers me about him. Every other aspect of Josh Allen's game, Josh Allen is probably my favorite quarterback in football right now. I mean, if I had to start a team, I'd probably go with Josh Allen. I think he has the most upside out of anybody, but he's just got to get those interceptions under control. And it is what it is.
All haphazardly, if that's the case.
Oh, you're exactly right. You're exactly right. It's what makes him so good is his reckless abandon to just go out there and put himself on the line and throw that ball. But that's also a risk at the same time. You know what I mean? So, it's a you have to weigh your positives and negatives here. But, I mean, people argue, would you take Jalen Hurts, Mahomes, Burrow? I'm a Josh Allen guy.
He had a bad game today. He threw only 170 yards against the Patriots.
Yeah, I mean, Jalen Hurts, I think Jalen Hurts he's not as good as people think he is. He just has a lot of good pieces around him. And obviously, I mean, I hate the Philadelphia Eagles. I hate the Eagles more than I do any football team. If I saw a Philadelphia Eagle fan on fire on the side of the road, I'd slow down long enough to take a picture and keep on driving. I wouldn't even stop. But it is what it is. I can't even begin to describe how much I hate the Philadelphia Eagles. They booed Santa Claus and threw batteries wrapped in snowballs at people during football games.
Oh, that's fucked
The
up.
Eagles are trash people. They're scum. They're horrible.
Dude.
I would rather sit down to dinner with a Washington Redskins fan gladly and enjoy my time than even look at an Eagles fan. And that's saying something.
Well, there was one point. I think it was a preseason game that it was a gift between me and my brother-in-law for my wife, and she's a big Carolina Panthers fan, and she loved Cam Newton. So I didn't want her to be the only one person going down there wearing a Carolina Panthers jersey and get, heckled to the point. So we both wore her jerseys, and they're men jerseys that she has, But but we want to show support for her, so you're not just going to boo the shit out of her and not, I want to give her some support. So yeah, we got heckled all game, and obviously when the Eagles beat them, we didn't hear the end of it. So
you guys
there's only been
jerseys.
There's only been two times. There's only been two times I've ever been in a fist fight where police had to get involved at a Dallas Cowboy game. Once the Redskins came into town, and the other was with a freaking Eagles fan. These people are they're. Did y'all ever watch Walking Dead TV show?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
This was in the later seasons. The group that lived in the dump and they talked all weird in this made up language and stuff. Do you remember that group? That's to me that's Eagles fans. I can't remember their names. I'm embarrassed. I can't remember, but it is what it is. But it's just Eagles fans they're just horrible though. I mean, they're just god awful. I mean, it is what it is. Jalen Hurts.
Fans,
the Eagles fan you turned them into Glenn from Walking Dead.
Oh yeah. Oh no. I would Negan every Eagles fan that I could gladly, and I would do it in front of their children and not feel bad about it. I'm just wow. But it's just when you look at the landscape of NFL QBs that are active today, there are so many good ones. There are so many talented guys. Whether you want to go Jalen Hurts, Joe Burrow, Patrick Mahomes, do you throw Dak Prescott in there? I don't. I think Dak Prescott's barely a top 10 quarterback. I would say Dak Prescott's a top 10 quarterback, but he's either 9 or 10. I'll say that. I don't trust Dak Prescott whatsoever. I mean, I think you have to put Brock Purdy in there. Mr. Irrelevant for what he did for San Francisco last year. But I mean, who would y'all say is number one? I mean, Kratos would probably know this better than Casey would, but I mean, I'd love to hear what y'all both have to say about it.
I can't make an opinion on that. I mean, you remember how little I watched last year.
Didn't you watch 1.5 games last year?
Yeah, yeah. That's minus. That's minus the Super Bowl. I mean, I watched the Super Bowl.
Time I fully watched an NFL game was the Rams Bengals in the Super Bowl, where The Rock did the introduction for both teams. That was the last football game I actually watched beginning to end. I'll be honest.
So even you're not like a hardcore football fan. I thought you were more into football
fan since 1999.
Oh, okay.
After the Rams
I
won the
learned
Super
something.
Bowl in St. Louis and then lost to the Patriots because of the whole scandal that came out 7 years later, I lost all forms of respect for the NFL for not catching on to that initially.
No, don't get me wrong. I have no respect for the NFL whatsoever either. And I like I, Friday night, Casey, whenever you were live, I
Yeah.
saw Costanza had brought up the whole, oh, well, did everybody forget that the NFL is woke? No, we didn't forget. I didn't
Nope.
forget. I just really missed the game of football. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it was. I'm not watching the NFL because I love their organization or whatever. I just love the sport in and of itself. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, we were even in the comment section talking about everything from the Canadian Football League to college football and whatever.
I mean,
But
here's how bad like Madden itself has gotten. Joe Burrow, who's now the cover star for Madden 20. I mean, sorry, Josh Allen, who's the cover star for Madden
guess
24.
what? Josh Allen's on the cover this
Yeah, he
Mhm.
actually said last year that he refused to play Madden 23. And he would rather play ESPN NFL 2K5 on his Xbox, OG Xbox. And I'm like, how in the hell did you do a 180 from that tweet to now being the cover star for the new
year.
Madden?
Because money. That's why. That's
Exactly.
actually pretty
Exactly.
funny.
He's
It's
so
like how much of millions of dollars do we need to pay you just to say, put your face on our
Dude, it's the same. It's the same reason why. It's the same reason why Josh Allen is the new poster boy for the DirecTV NFL Red Zone package. He's on almost every football commercial these days. He's the new guy.
Funny.
It is what it is.
funny.
So,
You know what? By the way, talk about the NFL package, whatever they call that.
the Red Zone package.
Yeah. Where you get all the games.
Sunday ticket.
Yeah, Sunday ticket.
Yeah. NFL Sunday ticket. You're right. Yeah.
I looked it on YouTube. It's crazy expensive for the year. If you go,
Oh yeah.
I'm
Just
like,
YouTube TV for anything local is $72.99 a month for me.
Well, see, I don't. Whenever YouTube TV first came out, I had it, and at this point, YouTube TV was like, it was under $50 a month. It was like 39 or 40. I can't remember exactly, but it was affordable. It wasn't super expensive, and you got a lot of channels. But it seemed like every month it would just go up more and more and more and more and more. And I'm like, you know what? Screw this. I don't watch this enough to use it. Now my question is, the way YouTube TV was, you could record, you could DVR stuff. I wonder with this NFL package on there, can you DVR the games, or is that not allowed? That's just what I don't know.
I don't know.
That is a good question.
I'm like,
Because obviously I've never watched a football game where they didn't say, oh, well, unless you have written express consent to record this, blah, 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 and then they give their little, their speech from an attorney, threatening to sue you and take your children and your home away, basically. It's kind of ridiculous. But I wonder with this YouTube thing, does the DVR function work? Or do you just watch whatever you can? Which, if that's the case, you might as well go sign up for the NFL Red Zone so you can at least watch 20 games at once and see all of the scores.
that's
To me,
true.
that would be a better option.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, that's
Network, isn't it? Isn't Red Zone part of the NFL Network?
yeah. Last time I remember, wasn't it on the NFL Network?
I believe it is, but I don't know if it's been added in with this though. Like I'm saying, I don't. I've gotten the advertisements for the YouTube NFL package thing. Every time you click on YouTube or emails or whatever, I've gotten them, but I'm not paying for that crap. I mean, I'm not gonna.
paying 72. I'm not paying $73 a month just to watch ESPN on fucking YouTube. Not
Yeah.
a sorry.
No,
To watch
I
ESPN,
mean,
watch college football on YouTube, I have to pay $72 $73 a month, and you're
right.
giving a
Oh,
21
yeah,
day
no, that's
trial, and that's it. Fuck out of here.
yeah, no, that's
You'll
that's
give a
completely ridiculous.
$8 a month 7 day trial for Spanish channels. Like, I'm not gonna know shit what they're saying.
Well, one thing I know is like you gotta remember about how good
I'll
your
talk in
internet.
1 minute.
Like
I'll be right back. I'll keep going.
I was watching the game on my laptop, and for a while it was good, but till like the last half of the quarter, it started to lag as fuck. So I'm like, that's the one thing you have to really worry about is your internet connection if you watch it streaming on YouTube. Like, who's going to want to watch football on a little ass phone screen?
Mm-hmm.
And while you can turn it on your big screen, like, I'm wondering, I bet money you could probably go to your smart devices, or I mean, your smart TVs and your consoles and watch it through that way, especially now with YouTube with the NFL package. But you gotta worry about, and this is Peacock, and Peacock wasn't even great with that right here. So that's the one thing.
That was your first mistake, trying to stream shit on Peacock, sports related.
I mean, that when I was trying to look it up on that TSS brought up a good point. The Fire Stick too. Yeah, that's a good point.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I got my Fire Stick. I use my Fire Stick every day. So that's.
I just literally watch like wrestling pay-per-views on Peacock, and that is it. That's $15 worth for me, and I go fuck everything else.
Every once in a while, there'll be something good on Peacock. I mean, I think the Mario Brothers movie's on there now. So
I may have to tune into that. Now
it's a good movie.
I
But
heard the Barbie movie back to streaming come from last Tuesday to now this Tuesday.
are you planning on watching it?
With my newly
Well,
proud fiance, yes, we're gonna be watching it together. My fiance
that's the thing.
all our brother's time. So I'm going to treat her to a Barbie movie through streaming service.
See that when it comes to all this streaming stuff and like football, obviously, like when it comes to Monday Night Football, they will. Well, not Monday, like Thursday Night Football. Normally, it's on. I think it's NFL Network or whatever. But for the first one, they put it on NBC, so it's free. So if you want to watch the rest of Thursday Night Football, I think you have to subscribe to whichever plan that comes with it. I'm not even really sure, but it's just I see what the NFL has done
or something. There's always been that edition DirecTV.
Well, there's so many games they've got Monday night, Thursday night. Once it gets later into the season, they start playing some on Saturdays. This day, that day, whatever.
See,
having
obviously game. When they started adding Thursday night and then Saturday, that's when I was like, okay, that's a little too much. I mean, at this time, I guess I was outside watching. I stopped watching high school football, but it's just way too much NFL to watch. I mean, unless it's a good game, I'm not going to sit down and watch a garbage game.
See, I would disagree with that. And just based on the matter of, I mean, not just me being a big football fan, but unless you're watching NFL Red Zone, you can't keep up with everything on a Sunday because
Oh,
there's 10 plus games going at the same time or whatever. You can't
mhm.
keep up with all of it. And it used to be different when fantasy football wasn't a thing. You would let's say you were a Cowboy fan, right? And the Cowboys didn't kick off till 3:15 in the afternoon. So you might watch the Detroit game or the New Orleans game or the whatever that was on ahead of time.
Yeah.
Now, I, there's so, look at how much money is put into DraftKings and
Yeah.
ESPN and pay leagues for fantasy football. I would venture to say that fantasy football makes more money than actual football does. So
No, I don't think. I don't know about
I
that.
don't know. I don't know, dude. You look at the money that I mean, just from the gambling sites. The from the whatever it is. This is a huge market of
Oh,
fantasy
are you
football. They're
talking about
literally
DraftKings or fantasy football?
that's what DraftKings is. It's a form of fantasy
Oh,
football.
okay.
Yep.
But
Yeah.
whether it's ESPN, Yahoo, Fantrax, there's 100 different fantasy ways to play fantasy football. Some people do it pay leagues, some people do it free, like we did for the auto draft league or whatever. This is big business now, and you know
You can bet
normally
wins in wrestling and DraftKings now too.
right. Well, normally I would have no urge to watch a Cleveland Browns game ever. I have no urge to watch. I would have no urge to watch a Atlanta Falcons game or a Raiders game or any other myriad of teams. I don't care. But now I've got fantasy football, and I've got this guy from the Browns, that guy from Tennessee, this guy from New Orleans. If I want to win my game, I have to keep with all this stuff. So it makes sense to spread your games out from Monday to Sunday as you get later on in the season because A, you get more eyes on your product, but B, it's easier to ingest all of the content, not trying to do it all at once.
What's going
You know
on,
what I'm
AJ?
saying?
Well, I mean,
It's just one of those things.
the red zone is pretty much the closest thing. Back in the future too, where the what's that kid's name? The Marty McFly's kid. When
Oh yeah, I can't remember. I know you're talking about that.
but where his kid was watching 6 channels at once on that they got the flat screen prediction correct, but they were predicting kids were going to watch 6 different channels in the future. So, I mean, red zone's the closest thing to that.
Yep.
You basically can. I mean, let's say you have a big flat screen TV on your wall, right? You can go picture in picture, so that's 2. And let's say you also have a phone, which you can be watching YouTube full screen, but in the tiny square on top, let's say you have Netflix going or something. You can have 2 there. You can have a tablet, a laptop. You can watch as many screens as you want at any given point now. And the NFL knows that. They know that, people like Rose or myself or whoever who are big football fans
What's going on,
who play
Short
this
Capture?
fans, we're going to watch these games because like I said, we have the Cleveland Browns quarterback because the Cleveland Browns may be god awful, but that one player is actually worth the crap. So we're going to watch that entire game. It may not be good, but by God, we're going to watch it. So it's just,
But they put a,
I haven't forgiven the NFL for all that woke nonsense and taking a knee. And believe me, I haven't forgotten any of it. I will never forget.
I don't think anyone will.
Nobody will.
But
I mean,
I
that's
missed
the first question.
I missed the game of football. You know what I'm saying? I missed watching. You know, and it's just it's hard to get away from. It's a football is a piece of American culture that I know everybody says baseball is America's pastime, but I think football is more important now. I got to be real honest with you. I don't know.
Well, let's just put it out there. Baseball with their pitch count and football with the wokeness, they're both becoming pussy fight at this point. I'm just gonna put it out there.
Oh, I agree with that. No, sports in general have became wussified on everything. Whether it's football, you can't touch a kicker. God help you if you even breathe on a quarterback, you're getting a 15-yard penalty. Probably a fine.
You even breathe on Tom Brady, that's a 20-yard penalty right there. Shit.
Right. You're
You're
probably gonna.
Shit, if you can read a player's mind, if he even thinks about sacking your ass, you're probably getting a fucking
If one hair,
$10,000
if
fine.
one hair on top of his head is messed up under that helmet, you're getting a 6-week suspension and you're being fined $100,000. But it is what it is.
Exactly.
But it's
And the same thing with
sports.
too.
No,
I mean,
no, sports have.
full force on a kicker after the kick is gone, it's damn near like doing it to the quarterback, isn't it?
Well, if you're roughing the kicker, there's no need for that in the first place. That's already a penalty. You shouldn't do it.
And they usually forced on the kickoff. Usually.
I mean,
If the kick is
I
made.
do support. I mean, I play football. I know what it feels like to get hit by somebody that's the size of a Mack truck running as fast as humanly possible. I know what that feels like. I've had the concussion. I've been there. Now at a much lower level than what these guys are playing at, but I know what that feels like. I am all for defending a helpless receiver that goes up for a ball and leaves his body open. I'm all for protecting that guy, but at the same time, I know that guy knows whenever he does that, he's making a choice to jump up in the air with his arms straight up to catch that football. And he knows there's a linebacker that's built like a freaking Ford F-250 about to just clear it through him like he's cordwood. And
Brian Urlacher
he made that choice. Right, yeah. He knows Brian Urlacher's going to come through there and cut him in half in about 2 seconds. So that has to be taken into account also. When a quarterback stands in the pocket, he sees 3 defensive linemen running at him at the same time to take his head off. We can't just we can't surround him with airbags so he doesn't get his chin scratched. That's, we have to find the fine line of protecting the players and the integrity of the game. Otherwise, why don't we just play flag football? You know what I'm saying? It is what it is.
Well, at that point, you might as well take the L off of the flag, and you get, get.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Flag football, smear the queer. What's the difference? Same game. It is what it is. Oh, he's got the ball. Go tackle him. Y'all didn't play that game growing up. We used to play it all the time. It was hilarious.
Yep, kill the man with the ball. Yep, I remember that.
Well, I mean, there's a difference. Like, if the quarterback literally just threw the ball and you're like, you didn't have a chance to stop. I mean, you should have a little leniency. Like, but let's say he threw a ball, and then like 5 seconds later, then it gets plowed. Then I can understand. But if it's a split second after he threw, he gets a penalty for that. I mean, that's not fair.
Well, that's one thing I do like about the way college. And you probably don't watch much college ball, Casey. I wouldn't imagine. I mean,
Casey barely watches anything from the NFL, let alone college.
That's what I'm saying. If you ain't watching the NFL, you ain't watching the NCAA. But, like, let's say there's a tackle that looks kind of suspicious, they will stop the game and review that tackle and see if it's targeting. Basically what targeting is you lower your shoulders down and you are pointing the crown of your helmet at that guy's
Yeah.
head. Basically take him out. And if you're found out to be targeting somebody, you're out of the game. You may be out multiple games, which I agree with. I think it's a fair rule to do. But, like I said, you have to find the happy place between protecting the integrity of the game and keeping your players as safe as possible while still playing a game that they knowingly signed up to play, putting their body at risk. That cannot be forgotten about.
Well, sadly, I think the higher ups did forget about that. And I think a
They
lot
don't care about the players. Dude, Roger Goodell, all these owners, all of these doctors, they're not worried about CTE and everything else. They're worried about their public image so they can continue to make trillions of dollars off of football. That's all they're worried about.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. But I mean, a lot of this it was started because the whole CTE, the concussion stuff. Dude, I mean, a lot of this stuff didn't start until then. I mean, granted, the players need to be more protected, but ever since that, I feel like the higher ups kind of forgot the point. If we
did y'all ever play football, Rose, or anybody? Did y'all ever do any football or sport?
My brother played high school football. He actually had an injury playing. The closest I did was I played some backyard football, and we played pretty freaking rough. I mean, we were out for blood when we played with each other. We would fucking slam each other, like, depending on where we were playing. Like, we would, if there were trees in the area or bushes, like, we'd fucking slam each other into the fucking bushes. Fucking tackle each other into chain link fences and shit.
Whenever we were kids, we used to play tackle football on pea gravel. We're talking about hurt. Every time you hit the ground, not only was it hot, but my God, you felt every rock that was on that freaking ground.
You probably got up a bloody mess too.
Dude, we looked like we went to war because playing football like you just said as a kid, when somebody's running at you and they're about to spear you like they're Goldberg WCW era, they're about to knock you out of your shoes. Yep. You know what that feels like.
I've had plenty of bloody noses. I've had plenty of times getting freaking tackled into fucking chain link fences. I've fractured my collarbone playing backyard football. I know all about that shit.
I bruised my collarbone playing I bruised my collarbone back in high school playing like football at a practice squad.
But it's that right there that makes you a man. It's that stuff right there. That's the stuff where. That's
but
where
then
you.
I schooled everyone in flag football at my high school. I was schooling people in flag football.
I tried to play flag football. This was okay after high school. Because the highest I got to play one playoff game at the old Texas Stadium where the Cowboys used to play for high school. Wow. I got to play one playoff game. That was like the highlight, where Al, for Married with Children, Al would always say, I scored 4 touchdowns. My version of that is I got to play in Texas Stadium. I will remember that till I die. But when it comes to football, whenever you're lining up, that's where you separate the men from the boys. If you can stand there, one of my favorite drills in practice was the whole team would gather around, the whole roster, and you'd go in one at a time and stand in the middle of that circle. And you didn't know where the hit was going to come from, but by God, somebody was coming in there to clean your clock. That game made a man out of you real quick, buddy. Yeah, it might be coming from the back, coming from the side, and you didn't get out of that circle till you basically got deflected. So you might get tackled 3 or 4 times. You know what I'm saying? You get tough real quick, but it's just so much fun. I mean, just whenever you see your buddy standing there and you're like, all right, I'm gonna run through him like he ain't ever expected it. Here it comes.
I'm gonna run through him like I want to kill his ass.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. It's as close as we can get to that primordial, competition of men, which is why you have testosterone and why we do these things. It's survival of the fittest. We don't have the Roman Coliseum anymore. We have football. It is, what you gonna do?
Well,
Well,
I don't know.
we do still have the Roman Coliseum. It's not active.
Fight, dude. Come on. Nobody fights in it.
Right, but unfortunately, we're not killing people with swords and lions anymore. Which God, I would love to stay with. I would watch it every time. But it's when it comes to football, and it's just it's something that men can bond over together. And I mean, let's be honest here. Huh?
Unless you're Teddy Roosevelt, he almost banned football in the U.S. because his son came home with a black guy from football practice one day.
Well, he's dead, so he doesn't matter anymore.
Exactly.
Yeah. Men, we're not emotional creatures. We don't, oh, Casey, tell me about your feelings. Did you have a bad day? You've never heard me say that. Have you, Casey? Have I ever called you and said,
No,
Casey,
I mean, I don't remember it, but I mean, you
get my point. We're not going to sit there and, open up to each other like a bunch of women. We do how men bond and form friendships is over football. It's over UFC. It's over these kinds of things.
So I don't know if you guys have heard of a game called Slam Ball. It used to be on TV back in the day, and it came back this year.
Slam Ball.
Yeah, it's a mix. It's like a mix of basketball with football and hockey rules and shit.
No.
I'll post this video. You guys can check it out on your own time. Obviously, I can't play any of it here. I'll get copyright. These are some of the hardest hits from one of the games from this season. It's like basketball with fucking like trampolines and shit, and they allow fucking hard hitting and shit, and fucking like just knocking you the fuck out, and like hockey style fights and shit. There's a couple of them took place this year.
Oh, this is gonna be something I'm going to be interested in.
But if you take a look at that video and just put in the chat link, and you scroll through that, that's some of the hardest freaking hits. Like freaking one guy drops the ball, he goes to pick it up, and he gets fucking pushed like 10 feet into the fucking glass from where the fucking ball was and shit. It's fucking crazy. Like I had a blast watching Slam Ball back in the day, and I loved when it came back this year. You want to talk about a sport that allows hard hits? You got your fucking sport right there.
There was one thing that I did want to ask you.
I'm going to be mad at you, bro. If I see someone doing swantons via trampolines on people, I'm going to be mad at you.
Well, somebody did a front flip fucking dunk in one of the games this year already.
Well, Rose, what did you think out of week one? What was the most surprising thing that happened? Was it Kansas City losing, Cincinnati, the Dallas game, Green Bay coming out and dumping a mud hole in Chicago? I mean, what surprised you the most?
I mean, I only watched part of the Kansas City game on Thursday. Obviously, I watched my Dolphins game, and I watched the Steelers game. I was surprised that the Chiefs lost to the Lions. Like, I gave the Lions no chance in hell. I don't know.
Remember my prediction from a couple weeks ago? Lions and Bills in the Super Bowl. Remember that?
I'm a little surprised that Green Bay came out as strong as they did, since they were working with a new quarterback. I mean, he's not really new; he's been there, but he wasn't the starter.
He didn't look. I mean, now to be fair, we have to keep in scope. Chicago is basically Green Bay's bitch for the last 20 years. It's just the way that it's been. But that said, I thought Chicago was going to be. I didn't know as much about Green Bay this season. There's so many new people there and changes. I didn't know what was going to happen with that ball game. But to see Green Bay come out and dominate the field the way that they did, I was very surprised. I was very shocked to see that.
It's always satisfying when I see Seth Rollins tweet, "I hate football," whenever the Bears lose.
Well, I feel like a lot of times you can't rely on what happened on week 1 because, I feel like a lot of times you have to wait until later in the season to see who's emerging as the better.
I mean, there's a couple things that you have to keep in mind with a few of these games, like Chicago, Green Bay. That's a rivalry game. You can. When it comes to rivalry games, especially division rivals, you basically throw everything out the window because stats don't matter anymore. Those two teams hate each other. The perfect example of this would be the Cowboys and the Redskins. The Cowboys could be a 10-win team, and the Washington Redskins could be a 5-win team. But somehow the Redskins keep up with Dallas that game because they hate each other that much. And next week they may go back to sucking. Which, to kind of Casey's point. But when you have other games like Detroit and Kansas City, they're not rivals. They don't even play each other ever. So when it comes to that one, both teams looked crappy. Detroit did not earn that victory. They were given that victory. Look at the balls that were given away. They were basically handed that game. If Detroit didn't win that game, I would have been surprised. Go back and watch the highlights from that. Detroit was gifted a win. I'll just,
one thing though I'm really surprised about was how fucking Dallas has handed the Giants their own asses today.
Dude.
I mean, I know the Giants aren't a good team anymore by any stretch of the imagination, but to get destroyed that badly, they might as well not even shown up. And they were the home team.
But I'm not going to give them too much of an excuse, but it was pouring down rain down there.
Yeah,
no, it wasn't raining the whole game. It wasn't doing it at the beginning.
And it wasn't really for when Germany beat the hell out of Brazil in their home turf in the FIFA tournament on the semifinals. This is the equivalent.
Football is an outdoor game. Going into it, hey, rain, sleet, or snow, you can play this game, and you go into it accordingly. What the Giants' biggest problem is their biggest weapon, Saquon Barkley. Dallas basically took him out of the game completely. The Giants didn't have anything else. So, when you've got Jones back there at quarterback looking like there were a couple of times where I legitimately felt bad for Jones standing back there in the pocket watching the Dallas defense come after him because he had no shot. Every receiver was covered. There were no clean options. He either had to throw it away or take the hit. He did a lot of both tonight. So he's going to be sore for the next couple of days. He got, was it 6 sacks or something? I mean, like a stupid amount. My God. How do you let that happen? I know New York sucks.
The quarterback for the Giants got sacked 6 times.
Something like that.
All I know is the Dolphins got robbed today out of a safety, and that kind of sucked. They freaking sacked. They sacked the Chargers quarterback Herbert. I think it was 3rd and 1. Yeah, it was 3rd and 1 on their own 9-yard line, and the Dolphins sacked them for an 11-yard loss or something like that, or something. It was like no, it was 4th and 11 after they sacked his ass, but
That's a 10-yard loss.
yeah, so it was on their own 11-yard line, and they sacked him for a 10-yard loss. But when they took Herbert down, he was literally on the freaking end zone line, the gray end zone line that you have to cross to score. They literally had him on that line, and they marked the ball at the 1 instead of giving the Dolphins a safety.
Ooh.
So here's the stat line for the Dallas defense: 0 points allowed, 7 sacks, 2 interceptions, 1 fumble recovery, 2 touchdowns, 1 blocked kick. That's a hell of a dude. That's a game for the history books right there.
I
mean,
really took that BS from LeBron to heart, because there was like supposedly Jerry Jones as a teenager watching like the watching that like a situation where like black students were being allowed into like a university, and he was just standing by while people were blocking the black students from going into the school.
Oh yeah.
I guess he took LeBron's words to heart and had the whole Cowboys defense come to play. Maybe he said extra bonus if we don't get 0 points. We don't give up points for the defense. Extra bonus in your checks or something.
I don't know. Whatever shot up their asses, they came to play tonight. That's for sure.
AJ said something in the comments that I want to get back to in a minute. But before we do that, the whole Jerry Jones thing, watching the black kids go into the school, he's not one of them standing there blocking the black kids from coming.
Exactly.
He is deep in the crowd. Think about it. Go back to that point in time. Go back to that point in time in history where Jim Crow laws and separation, or not separation, but segregation and everything else. Mm-hmm. And there is a moment in history happening. You're telling me no matter what skin color you are, you're not going to go see that for yourself in person if you're there?
Yep. And yet,
just say it. I mean,
it's up to him, but will defend half like the bullshit coming out of Kyrie Irving's mouth.
Well, how many black guys has Jerry Jones made millionaires and rich, famous celebrities?
A lot of them.
A couple. Michael Irvin, Emmitt Smith.
A couple. He's been, since he bought the Dallas Cowboys. If it wasn't for Jerry Jones, Michael Irvin wouldn't be on Undisputed right now. Emmitt Smith wouldn't have been on Dancing with the Stars. You wouldn't have all these players. Look at how many black players come out and outrightly defend Jerry Jones, even ones that he didn't pay any money to. I'm not saying Jerry may not, let's be fair and honest here. We all say racial stuff, no matter who we are, because guess what? It's funny. Dave Chappelle and many other comedians have made a career out of it. It is what it is. It's a joke. Calm the fuck down. But one thing you can't take away is, besides head coach job of the Dallas Cowboys, Jerry Jones has hired a black man or woman at every level within the NFL. Every single level. He has made them rich. He has set some of these people's families up for generational wealth.
I mean, the Dallas Cowboys, how many of them were black? How many of them are black these days? They're not all just blonde white women. There's a couple of them that are black.
That's what I'm saying. I've got a poster in the other room of the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders from a few years ago. I would venture to say at least 20% of them are black, maybe 25%. A healthy number. So if Jerry Jones is not a racist.
Exactly.
But because he's an old white guy from Arkansas, that's how they want to pay him. That's all that is.
Maybe he is racist, but he's a smart enough businessman to not let his racism come out. And
I tell you what, if he's a racist, then I want him to be racist against me and make me a rich millionaire. He can hate me all he wants as long as he pays me. But I do want to kind of, and I hope AJ's still watching. AJ says, I call bullshit. Detroit earned that win. Tell me how Detroit earned that win. And like I said, I hope he's still here because I would love to have this debate. That game was gifted to Detroit so many times. It almost seemed like it was point shaving at times. It really and truly almost seemed like. Did y'all watch any of that game?
It was definitely Cincinnati, Cleveland. Definitely Cincinnati.
Which game now? The you're talking about the Chiefs
Kansas
game,
City,
right?
Kansas City, Detroit. How much of that game did you watch?
I watched probably about a quarter of it. Like not like one full quarter, like more like I would say half of the second half. So like part of the third quarter and like the fourth quarter.
Oh, they'll call in.
When you said and this is something I want to hopefully he comes on when we talk about it. When you look at Kadarius Toney, I believe is the wide receiver's name. The balls that he gives up to Detroit for them that aren't. I'm not saying Detroit didn't play hard. It's not what I'm saying. Neither team was good. When you look at look at the whole factor, and I know when AJ comes in here, he's a Detroit Lions and Raiders homer fan. I don't see how you can be a fan of two different football teams. I'll never understand that. I'm not that kind of guy. I can't root for more than one team at once. I guess I'm built different.
Some people, hey Rose, I can add him if you want me to.
Go ahead and add him in here.
Yeah, I mean, after we get this point, after we let them settle this, I want to move on because we've been talking about football for about 2 hours.
Well,
not that there's a problem.
Do it another time if you want to, Rose. I don't want to take your whole show.
No, I mean, you called him out, so he should get to speak his piece. So
we'll do it quick, and we won't go too long on it. But I don't want to completely derail the rest of your deal.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I like to talk. I like to talk about football, and it's good that you're here to help steer the conversation. But I had another couple of things to do tonight.
No,
I
understand that. I get that completely.
Yeah, we could. Like I said, you called him out, so let him speak his piece, and
he's here.
Well,
what's going on, everybody? Can you hear me?
Yeah,
we can hear you. We can hear you.
You're a little low.
You're saying that Detroit, a team that hasn't won jack shit, but yet comes on the biggest stage, actually draws 27.5 million fucking viewers, and you're saying they don't fucking deserve it? I call bullshit. Those fucking dude, Aiden Hutchinson alone was in Patrick Mahomes' fucking face all night. That defense? You see, a bunch of you fucking football fans think, oh, the Lions are just fucking shit. It's the same old Lions. They're fucking trash. Dan Campbell and fucking Brad Holmes has changed that fucking team and that culture. They're not these fucking layover and fucking die Lions. It's not like that no more. And me being a homer, because I'm from Detroit, so of course I'm gonna like the Lions. I've watched the Raiders since I was little, so yeah. And it's NFC, AFC, so it's fucking different.
Yeah, that's what I heard. Some people likes having one team from one conference and the other. So, like my wife, she was a Carolina Panthers fan, and she was a Jets fan. So,
yeah.
That's
NFC, AFC.
Yeah, so it's not uncommon to people to do that.
Mm-hmm. I remember, AJ, I said this 2 weeks ago now.
What's up, my jogger?
Lions and Bills in the Super Bowl this year. That's
Oh,
what.
yeah,
That's my
dude.
prediction. I predicted that.
Dude, I'll tell
And
you,
Kevin
you
Well,
fucking
Jones
think.
got on
Let me
that.
tell you, you think
I
that
was thinking
happens? If
that.
that really happens, though, and say like the Bills choke and the Lions do, you think those 67 riots that happened that in Detroit when they burnt down the city? If the Lions win the fucking Super Bowl, it'll be fucking way worse. Are you kidding me? When they
What?
haven't won shit
well,
ever.
I'll say this much. I'm a fan of Dan Campbell. He's a Texas Aggie. He played for the. He's a Texas native. He played. I think he played in the late '90s. I want to say like '94 to '98 or something like that. He's Dan Campbell is one of my people. I'm happy for him. I'm a supporter of him. But when it comes to that Thursday night game, there was nothing Detroit did that was spectacular. There was nothing that was. It's just like you and I talked about that. Both. It's just like I said. Neither team looked prepared, and you had Kansas City's entire game plan thrown out the window 2 days before. They didn't have their other number two option, who was sitting up in the stands over a contract dispute.
Well,
So
that
you
doesn't
got,
matter, though. That doesn't matter. It's next
but
man
it
up. It
does.
doesn't matter.
Well, if it's your third string quarterback, that does matter.
What
No,
are
no,
you
no.
talking
You
about?
got Patrick
Third string
Mahomes.
quarterback. It was Patrick Mahomes versus Jared Goff. Jared Goff fucking played better. Call a spade a spade.
Let me look
He's
at his
2-0
fantasy.
against fucking Patrick Mahomes.
I want to see, because I've got him on one of mine too. I want to see his stat line of what he did.
Look at the
Jared.
stats
Here it
with
is.
the fucking Lions and the fucking Chiefs. Look at both fucking stats
Okay.
to that game.
Jared Goff, Thursday night, he passed for 253 yards, one touchdown, and 5 rushing yards. That
Okay,
was
what
his
about
stat
Patrick Mahomes? How many fucking interceptions did Patrick Mahomes throw?
line. Well, just because an interception happened doesn't necessarily
It
mean
doesn't
it's a
matter.
quarterback.
It is a quarterback thing. Fucking, there was a pick six. He ran it back. Are you fucking kidding me? They ran it back twice. How is it?
Patrick Mahomes threw for 226, 2 passing touchdowns, 1 interception, 6 rushing attempts for 45 yards. So neither man did well. And that is one of my points. When you look at that game, because of course, the Chiefs' two option number 1 and 2 were not on the field. So you've got Patrick Mahomes, the MVP of the league and Super Bowl champion, playing with basically a bunch of guys that he probably wouldn't throw the ball to that much. Even somebody who was his Jurok McKinnon. Go back to Frank's draft show a couple weeks ago. I mentioned Jurok McKinnon. I had this guy on my fantasy team last year. This guy carried me to the playoffs and to the championship game last season. Jurok McKinnon is a solid back, but even he did not look good Thursday night. It's just
Well,
one of
let's
those
be
things.
honest though, too, Tex. The Chiefs did lose Tyreek Hill to the fucking Dolphins. Look what the Dolphins were doing with him today. They fucking beat the Chargers. So you can't. I mean,
Miami looks great.
shit happens.
I'm sure Rose is happy as hell to have Tyreek Hill down there.
I'm fucking
I'm sure
happy. The Raiders are the only undefeated team in the AFC West right now.
It's not going to stay that way. The Raiders
Doesn't matter. Well, you know, it's whatever.
They better enjoy that undefeated, number 1 spot while they got it, because the big dogs are going to take it back. So,
Yeah, well, Kansas City got embarrassed. They shit the bed on fucking primetime TV against the Detroit Lions, which fucking everybody and their mama had the fucking Kansas City Chiefs going for, and they shit the bed. The Detroit Lions showed up. They did what they did.
I agree to an
Facts or not,
extent.
it doesn't matter.
Yes, they did. Yes, they did shit the bed, but Detroit shit the bed just a little bit less enough to win that game.
A
That's
win's
my
a
whole
win.
point. Yeah, but there's something to be said about how you win, though.
What do you mean? How you win? They fucking dude. The defense carried it. Are you? Obviously, we're watching two different games because I seen fucking Patrick Mahomes get sacked a couple times. So I'm confused on what the fuck we're talking about. Because Aiden Hutchinson got up in his fucking face and fucking dude, he fucking knocked his ass down a couple times.
Okay, the game performance. Let's see. Hang on. Let me look at this one. Like I said, I'm not. We don't have the time to argue this because Russ has everything. We went over this the other day. But my point is.
The point is you're a Detroit Lions hater. That's what it seems like.
No.
Call a spade a spade.
I have nothing against Detroit Lions. I put Detroit Lions in the same book that I do Cleveland and every other irrelevant team that nobody cares about.
Like the Cowboys.
No,
Cowboys haven't won shit since '95, right? So you're irrelevant.
We were one step away from NFC
matter.
Championship game last season.
What happened to that same thing you said about me? What have you done lately? You sit there and rag about my dogs, yet we're back-to-back national champions. But what have you done for me lately? Same thing for the Dallas Cowboys. Don't like it thrown in your face, do you? Nothing.
The Cowboys just beat the Lions 40 or beat the Giants 40-0.
Dude, that's a cupcake team. They're a fucking cupcake team. What the fuck are you talking about?
You know,
It's
all I'm
only
saying is
we don't know anything just yet.
Yeah, it's one fucking game. You Dallas Cowgirls are sitting there fucking jerking each other off. You ain't done shit.
we were one injury away. If one injury had happened at the end of last season, I could make a very good case that Dallas beats the Niners and goes
But you
on
didn't
to that
do it, though.
No, it didn't happen because, like I said, okay, just go back and look at that game. Go back and look at. I believe the final score for that was 19-12. I want to say I can't remember, but I know it was close. Dallas won 12 games last year. What did Detroit win?
They won
When's
10.
the last time Detroit?
They won 10 out of the last. They won 8 out of the last
Detroit
10 games.
It was 92 the last time they won a
91.
playoff game?
91 was the last time they won a playoff
Okay,
game.
91. Excuse me, I was wrong. You want to know why Detroit's irrelevant? Because it's Detroit. It's just that's who they are.
And the Dallas Cowgirls are the same way, dude. Cowboys are the same way. Fucking every other fucking team that hasn't won a Super Bowl in the last 10, 20 years are fucking irrelevant.
I think you're wrong in that based off simply.
Yeah, I can say that. I can admit
Who
that
gets
the
more
Raiders
national
do, dude.
games? Who gets more national games?
Because fucking Jerry Jones is sucking off people to get fucking TV time. That's why.
No, because
there's a lot of
people watch the Dallas Cowboys because they're even today, even not having won a Super Bowl since the late '90s, they are still the most valuable franchise in football.
Okay, there's so many other teams too, like the Pittsburgh Steelers, the fucking Raiders, the fucking dude. There's iconic logos that fucking people wear to signify shit. Yeah, you look at Raider gear, people buy it.
The Raiders are an attraction in Vegas now. They're not. I don't even qualify them as a football team anymore.
Okay, but what I'm talking about is back in the '90s, if you wore Raiders gear, a lot of people would get fucking shot over that shit. So how is that not just like Dallas Cowgirl stuff? You wear that shit, it was fucking a 5-point star that fucking people associated that with the fucking Bloods and the Crips and shit. So I watch a lot of fucking gangland shit, and they fucking talk about sports apparel that fucking people would wear, and they still do it to this day. Man, are you kidding me? That shit sells like hotcakes. Anything.
You really think you know me well enough to know I could care less what a bunch of.
No, I'm just saying. Right, but I'm saying you're talking merchandise, though. Right, but we're talking merchandise, though, too.
But if you want to go on relevancy of franchises, you really want to argue Cowboys versus Detroit or Raiders. Come on, man. I mean, I understand you're going to take your boy's side, and I don't expect
And
you
you're
to
going
last.
to take your boy's side. Your point being?
Look at the significance of the franchises. All I'm saying. Dallas may not.
Okay, fucking
Dallas does
Dallas
not
might
have the
be
most.
America's team, but the fucking Raiders back in the day were America's fucking most wanted. They were fucking the Hells Angels of the NFL. What are you talking about?
The Raiders are the ICP of football teams.
That's
That's what the
fine.
Raiders are.
Dude, you act like that's fucking bad. The ICP sold millions and millions of copies of records. Your point being?
I'm not saying that they're bad. I'm saying they are a different. They're on a different scale. Is what I'm saying. And
No, you're just
I
saying if
want.
you went to dude. What? Okay, hold on. So you're telling me you're Dallas. Say you're a Dallas fan. Say you walk into the Oakland Coliseum, you get your ass fucking chewed alive. The same time. I'm not talking about Vegas. I'm talking about Oakland. You go into the black hole, you would probably get chewed out and stomped on. And guess what? You can't bring a gun to a fucking sports event. You get thrown out. So you
Oh,
You
get
yeah.
couldn't
fucked up.
pay me. You couldn't
Yeah,
give me
you're too
free tickets
scared.
to go to that Oakland
See,
Coliseum.
going to the
No,
Cowboys game is like going
no.
to a gay bar.
Oh. Well, I mean, honestly, I mean, even
Look at
before
Zeke.
they moved to Vegas, I mean, the whole thing with Oakland Raiders being a badass thing. It was when they were the LA Raiders when they
That's
were
what
back.
I'm talking about in the 90s.
But
you know, see, there, you, I do think it's funny how you put it, the whole, being scared. I wouldn't have been scared to go to a Raiders game. There's a difference in scared and smart.
Dude,
Why would
people
I go to the Oakland
think about
Coliseum
this way.
whenever
Think
there's,
about this way.
whenever
When the
there's,
49ers and Raiders play, there's actually fucking people that get stabbed and get killed. Ask Frank.
what?
He knows
You know
that. He's
what?
a Niners fan.
That's way to really build a thriving franchise. Hey, come pay $100 to park and get stabbed on the way out.
Yeah, it's true, though. But I'm being real,
You
though.
know?
I'm being real.
But how is that a
I'm,
way? Okay, no, I'm not saying you're not being real. I 100% believe. But that right there is why the Raiders aren't on the same level as anybody. Because
we don't want
you've
to
got a
be. We're
bunch
the
of.
fucking. We're the rogues
And guess
gallery. We're the
what?
fucking
And
misfits.
guess what? They're misfits and they lost their team because of it. That's my point.
The Oakland Coliseum was a fucking shithole. It's a baseball field and a football field. Of course, no. In the
Oakland,
fucking
Oakland got a reputation of being a crap hole stadium with with sewage pipes leaking
well, no
crap
shit.
out
I've
of
been there, dude. I've been there
it.
a fucking few
And
times. I know.
and there's at least a 50% chance that you're going to be assaulted and stabbed leaving
Yeah, if
that
you're not
stadium.
wearing Raider gear, yeah. That's any stadium,
That's the
though.
problem. You can call going to a Cowboy game a game. I think that's funny. Call it what you will. I'll laugh with you. But it's just all I'm saying is, and I know Rose wants to move on. And I feel bad for even taking up this much time, so I do apologize, Rose. But it just I think it's we're obviously we're going to agree to disagree. But I think this is an apple and oranges thing. I don't think you can compare Raiders to Dallas. That's way different in spectrum. What I'm saying. It is.
No, we're talking about the Chiefs and the Lions. Bottom line, the Chiefs got their ass kicked. Doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah.
21-20, it doesn't really matter the score. It's
Oh.
who won, who came out winning. End of the thing.
And as I told you on Thursday, to the victor goes the spoiled. The Lions won that game.
Okay, but
that
what
said,
you said on here with everybody is they were handed it. They weren't handed shit.
no, I 100%. Go back and watch.
But you just said that, though. But you just said down the stream before it came on.
Go back and watch Kadarius Toney, how he basically gives up that game for Kansas City.
That's his fault. That's not
You
my
would be
fault.
a fool to not say that. That is my whole point.
Well, that's their problem. Kansas City did what they did. The Lions did what they did.
Detroit was
One
lucky.
game.
I'm not saying Detroit didn't play hard. I'm not saying Dan Campbell didn't get the ratings he possibly could. Like I said, I'm happy my fellow Aggie is succeeding in football. Totally 100% on his side.
So here's something interesting you guys could look forward to, since you guys are having this debate between. I'm guessing which team is better between the Cowboys and the Lions. Is that
There's a game actually in Detroit.
The two of them, the two of them. Actually, it's in Dallas that they play each other.
Oh, it's in Dallas. Oh, so
December 30th.
The Lions come in. Yeah, I know. New Year's Eve. So fucking when the Lions come into the fucking the largest gay bar and we beat your ass, then what are you gonna say?
I'd say you need to wake up and quit dreaming, but we'll see.
Ask Kansas City Chiefs that.
Now the Raiders don't play the Cowboys this year, but they did play them in preseason, and the Cowboys won that game 31-16.
Well, because that's preseason. Nobody uses their starters in preseason.
Nobody preseason. It's useless. Casey and I went over that earlier. It is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said,
I was gonna say. I always said preseason.
I hope
on preseason.
I hope Detroit comes in. I hope Detroit is in their best form on New Year's Eve. I really and truly do. I want Dallas and I want Detroit at their very best when they play one another. Because number one, that makes for a better game. But two, whenever the victor comes out on top of that, I want that team to be able to say, we were the better man. We weren't gifted again.
I mean, to be honest with you, I'll eat crow that fucking day. Say if the Cowboys put the Lions on their ass, but I don't think you'll eat crow. I think you'll fucking make up some excuse.
Really? Did I not? Hang on. You're going to have to eat these words right now. Did I not give kudos to your Georgia Bulldogs whenever they won the national title this past
Oh, yeah, you said, dude, you fucking threw a fit. What are you talking about? I remember, you threw a fit.
No, I did not. No.
Yeah, you did.
You can spend...
You said, you're not a part of the team. What are you talking about?
No, that's no.
You did.
You're not listening.
Dude, I remember the whole thing, because I remember you guys, when I fucking even told Casey to fucking say the champ is here, you got all fucking pussy hurt. You're like, you're not playing. They played. Who the fuck cares, man? You're a fucking sports fan. It's your fucking team. And regardless, you're all part of it. You helped them fucking win. It's the crowd. That's why they had the 7th.
Go back to the stream after that was over. I gave them their flowers. I gave them their credit. I gave them
after we beat the shit out of TCU, fucking 67 to fucking 7.
Okay, you just made my point. Take the Homer jersey off, dude. My Lord. Watch that thing every once in a while. It's filthy.
I don't know. It's fucking red and black. I love it very much.
You just literally made my argument for me. You literally just spelled it out for me right there. After that game was over and the better man won that day, what did I just do? I did it. So whenever
you still said shit, though. I'm waiting. See, I ain't afraid of nothing. You think I'm fucking scared or something?
There's nothing to be scared. We're just having a debate.
This is a debate. What did I just say 5 minutes ago? I said
I understand. I'm on the call with like 3 Cowgirls fans and a Dolphins fan. I understand that. It's what it is.
I ain't no damn Cowgirls fan. What the fuck?
Well, Florida, where nobody's really asking you. We kick your ass like every year anyways, so it really doesn't matter.
You're talking
to Kratos was a Cowboys fan or not.
To LA.
No, I'm talking about Kratos. He said he was a Gators fan. The Dogs kick his ass every year in that Georgia-Florida game.
You a Tigers fan.
Oh, we kicked your ass in the SEC championship game. Your point being?
I ain't got no problem with that. Tigers suck. Tigers have been sucking every year since 2013, 2014.
Yeah.
I ain't got no problem with that. Shit.
I didn't know that.
I'll say this.
I'm Cowboys fan.
I'll say this, and you can't take this away from me because you know I'm right.
What? Your Aggies suck?
I don't play. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about something completely. See, This is where you lose credibility in the conversation because you want to play Homer's side and mention
I am
stuff that
Homer's
is not
side.
even part of the conversation. This is my point. Well, I give credit where it's due, and I call it down the middle as I see it. I'm not playing sides. I don't give a crap about Detroit. I have openly sat there and praised your coach, my fellow Aggie. I have praised that man within this conversation while you're taking pot shots because your feelings are hurt because I'm not praising you.
I'm not. My feelings aren't hurt. I could care less. I came on here to make a fucking point because you said Detroit didn't earn that win. Everybody's sitting there saying it's an asterisk. I call bullshit.
Okay, but if everybody else is saying it, your opinion is the only one different, what's more likely?
That's one-sided because I could tell you a whole bunch of people in Detroit fucking that I've talked to are fucking excited and we're stoked, not scared. So fucking, but you tell me.
Once again, take the Homer jersey off.
I can't.
I defended the Lions because like I said, I predicted them to be in the Super Bowl this year. I defended them.
Did
Don't
you
forget
pick the Lions? Are you smoking crack?
I did this 2 weeks ago. Remember, Lions and Bills Super Bowl. I predicted this 2 weeks ago.
Hang on, wait. You think the Lions are going to beat San Francisco, Philadelphia, and Dallas to get to the Super Bowl?
You asked me this back on the 27th. I said yes. You
okay.
They could run it back. They could.
I'm going to need to speak to your significant other because you need mental health. Something is wrong.
Hey, at least Kratos is on my side. At least he can agree with that.
I answered you. I answered you because you wanted me to explain.
I guess I forgot that. But that was 2 weeks ago. A lot's happened. There is no way.
Explain my stance on that.
I think I did
okay.
remember Kratos did say
Not
that.
only are you predicting that Detroit actually wins the playoff game finally, but they go to the Super Bowl.
Dude, this ain't the same old fucking Lions no more, though. Let's be fucking real. This is a whole different fucking regime.
Over the years, they've lost Calvin Johnson. Over the years, they've
Matthew
lost
Stafford.
BS at this point. Ndamukong Suh, who had an attitude problem to begin with when he joined the league. Matthew Stafford, like AJ said.
I'll say this. For the Lions fans, I'm happy that they won the season opener. That lifted the spirits of the fan base in the town. I am happy for them. I'm happy for my boy Dan Campbell. I'm happy that his hard work putting into that doomed franchise is going somewhere. But there is no
the
way.
last kicker who had half a foot to kick the longest field goal in the 70s. Let's not forget that. He
There
had
is
half
no
a foot.
way.
Modified
Detroit is going to a Super Bowl this season. Even if you're basing that off one game Thursday night that they were lucky to win on that stage, they are not going to no Super Bowl. There is no way.
All right, well, so since you guys are backing your team so hard, I guess I'll ask AJ first. Out of the Lions' schedule, which team do you think will be their toughest challenge?
AJ's muted, I think.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, I knew that. Weren't you asking AJ?
I was asking him what he thinks, which team he thinks will be the Lions' toughest opponent out of the season.
I have to look at the schedule again.
I can tell you. Let's see. I got the schedule pulled up right now. So they face the Seahawks next week. Then they got the Falcons. Obviously, they got the Packers for 2 games, being in the same division. They got the Panthers, the Bucks, the Raiders, the Chargers, the Bears for 2 games, again being in the same division. The Saints, the Broncos, the Vikings, again being in the same division. They got 2 games, and obviously the Cowboys.
They're not going to beat Minnesota.
Right now, I don't know, to be honest with you, who's going to be the hardest one. I mean, like right now, we're on a fucking high, so it's like I can't really predict who's going to be the hardest. I can't. It's really
I
difficult
can't
for me to.
because I've studied this stuff. You can
I'll
go.
Well, because I don't.
You can go.
I have.
Minnesota. Start with Minnesota. The in division rival. You're going to play them twice. The team that won 13 games last season. The Chargers, who are a top-notch team that have firepower and weapons at every level. They've got Dallas on New Year's Eve. Just those 3 games alone, or technically those 4 games if you count both Minnesota games. Then if you wanted to add Seattle's no pushover.
Well, it's too early
Geno
though.
Smith-
It's too early to even
Geno
know.
Smith is that franchise. But it's not really. If you looked at these teams and you study them, it's what do you think these commentators get paid to do? They look at the stuff, they study it. They can see patterns and everything else. They're not riding a high because their favorite team finally won something. This is why these people are incredible. And Detroit's not going to have a cakewalk. The Vikings won 13 games this last season, and they didn't get any worse. They got better. You got Seattle here in a couple weeks. They're not a pushover.
They got Seattle.
Seattle's next week.
Yeah, Seattle's next week.
Yeah, next week. There you go. You got Dallas at the end of this calendar year. They don't have it easy. Could they win 10 games? Maybe. I don't think they will. Maybe 9. I would say 9 max. I mean, I predicted the Lions go to the playoffs as a wild card team, but they're not going any further. The NFC's, there are 3 juggernauts on top of them. They are not going over. They are not going over Niners, Eagles, or Cowboys. It will not happen.
People said the same thing about the Rams in '99 when we started Kurt Warner.
Well,
And look what happened.
There's always that Cinderella story, but how often do you have to go back to '99 for a Cinderella story? So I wouldn't put too much credence in that. You know what I'm saying?
But that was when football was actually good too. You have to remember that. Football
I
was
agree. Yeah, no, football in '99 was better than 2023. 100%.
Oh, definitely.
Hard. You
would
could actually hit somebody without getting a fine and having to apologize on national TV.
or being ejected.
Yeah, I think that's stupid.
Or being ejected like targeting.
But that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying, like I said, I'm giving Detroit praise. You can call me a Detroit hater all you want. That's fine. When I call me being unbiased, looking at the facts, looking at the numbers, and judging them for what they are, from where they've been to what they are this season. And what I see this season is a team that is on the rise, but there is so much better than them that they unfortunately have the glass ceiling. I don't even predict my Cowboys to go to the Super Bowl. I'm not even doing that. But I love to see it. Duh.
Well,
But it's not going to happen.
Speaking of the Cowboys, text, I will propose to you the same question. Out of your team's schedule this season, which team do you think will be the Cowboys' toughest opponents?
Let me pull it up. I'm pulling it up right now.
Say I got it right here. So you got the Jets next week, then you got the Cardinals, you got the Patriots, the 49ers, the Chargers, the Rams, you got the Eagles, obviously for 2 games being in the same division. You got the Giants again. We all know how that fucking played out. You got the Panthers. You got the Redskin Commanders for 2, again being in the same division. Seahawks. You got the Bills, the Dolphins, obviously the Lions, and they finish the season with the Redskin Commanders.
Redskin.
I think the Cowboys win 13 games this year. The games that worry me most will be San Francisco. We're playing at San Francisco. You always have to be worried about the Eagles. The Eagles are always, the Cowboys-Eagle games are always nasty. At Buffalo worries me because I think Buffalo's going to win the Super Bowl. And I think they win 13, maybe 14 games, honestly.
I'm interested to see how Miami handles the Cowboys on Christmas Eve this year.
That's at Miami. Assuming Tua is healthy and him and Tyree are hooked up, that can be an explosive game right there. That one's going to be worth watching.
The last time I remember the Cowboys playing the Dolphins, it was on Thanksgiving Day, and that was like freaking 15 years ago, and the Cowboys beat them in that game.
Yeah.
So I'm
But
interested
like I
to
said,
see how those two teams go at it
ones that
again.
worry me because let's see, they've got Seattle at home. That's not as scary because it being a home field advantage. But as I said for Seattle with Detroit, Seattle's not a pushover team. They've got Geno Smith doing miracles for that team over there. You can't discount them. I'm not discounting them. But realistically, looking at it, I think Dallas won 13 games this season to win the NFC East. I really and truly believe that.
Well, TSS in the chat says his opinion is the Jets, the Niners, both Eagle matchups, the Lions, the Dolphins, and the Bills is the harder games for the Cowboys.
When it comes to Detroit, it's real easy. It's real easy to be great week one, but when you get to the end of the season, how are you holding up? What Okay, so the Lions won 10 games last season. Well, what did they do the year before that? Do you remember?
Mm-mm.
No.
Okay, well, I don't think anybody does because nobody watches it.
Weren't the Lions like 1-15 not too long ago?
Yeah, they were. At one point in time, people were wearing bags over their heads when they went to the games. But
Yeah, but see, that's the thing is, that's the old fucking same old Lions. This is a whole different fucking team now.
Well, until Detroit,
They put the NFL on notice.
Guess what? They are still that same old Detroit team.
So wait, when that happens on New Year's Eve, and they kick the shit out of the fucking, the Cowgirls, then what are you gonna say?
I'm telling you right now, why can't the people have a different, knock at the Cowboys' name than the Cowgirls?
Because
That's just
people have no creativity and they have to play off of somebody else's homework because they're lazy. That's why I can see. Because
What are you
it's
talking
like
about
low hanging.
laziness?
It's kind of like making fun of somebody because they're fat. It's low hanging fruit. It's easy. It takes no creativity, but it is what it is. Either way, when it comes to that game on New Year's Eve and Dallas plays Detroit, I will judge that game just like I do everything else. I will look at how the game was played, who did what, and I will judge it accordingly. I'm not going to.
I judge it by who won the game. It's not stats.
Okay, but there's more that goes into it than who won. It's how you won. What did you do well within that game? What did you do bad? What could you do better? That right there is the difference in a casual football fan and somebody who looks at it and says, okay, my defensive backs were shoddy, my safeties were horrible, my defensive line did well, we got good pressure on the quarterback and the running back. Therein lies the difference. Somebody that jumps on a bandwagon and somebody who appreciates the product on another level. There's your difference right there.
Yeah, but
I'm not
how do
saying
you see? No, there's a big difference. You're a stat person. People that just like to enjoy the game, that doesn't care. They just watch it to watch it. That's not bandwagon. I don't understand that. No, it's not.
Jumping on the band.
How?
How many? Okay, whenever Detroit was 1-15, how many of those people who were all of a sudden Detroit fans waving the flag couldn't have given a crap?
It's a lot of people still do. It didn't. I was walking around back in 2008 when they went 0-16, and I seen people have said 0-16. Yes, we can T-shirts. I've seen them. You got to remember, I live in the city of Detroit. I've seen these fucking shirts back then. Got to remember this.
I'm not disrespecting the city of Detroit. Do not get this twisted.
But you are though.
No, I am not. We have had this conversation before. I think the city of Detroit is a bunch of, besides certain populations within that city, the real folks that live there are good, honest, blue collar, hardworking folks that just want to make a living. That's my honest feeling about Detroit. What I'm speaking of is the Detroit line, and all of a sudden is lifelong. We're different now. Blah blah blah. You ain't anything different till you do something. Detroit ain't done anything. That's the point.
Okay, and you guys haven't either. So you have no leg to stand on.
How did you end your season? Since you want to,
How did you end your season?
Choking like always.
From the NFC Championship.
Exactly, the Cowgirls choke as always. Let me ask you, how did your fucking Aggies do last year and today? Who's still at the bottom of the SEC? Who's still the bottom? Who's the chokers?
Oh no, believe me, I am not happy with Jim Blow Fisher in his defensive play calling. Believe me, I would love to meet him in a dark alley and just beat him with a 2x4. I got some words for Jim Blow Fisher. Believe you me, I'm not happy either.
I mean, fuck, man. Think about it this way. I could say the same thing with fucking people.
I'm not coming at this with a homer hat on because I'm an Aggie fan, and they got beat by Miami when Miami basically gave them that game in the first half multiple times.
Oh yeah, dude! I sat here and watched that game. I was like sitting there thinking, I'm like,
what?
Texas probably having a heart attack over here.
But, oh, dude, I almost put my remote through the wall. I would have been in the Guinness Book of World Records as the first man to ever do it. I wasn't happy. But guess what? I judge my team fairly. I judge my team accordingly. Whenever my Cowboys screw up and they crap in bed, guess what? I'm just as hard, if not harder on them than I am somebody else's team because they're my team. My team's going to be better than them. There's the difference. So that gives me another level of credibility whenever I am praising something because I look at it, like you said, from the stats level. Look at the team for what they are. How did my quarterback do? What did my running back stats for that? I look at every single level from it so I can judge it accordingly, go at it with a fine-tooth comb from a deeper level as I'm an analyst or whatever. I don't get paid to do it. I do it because I love it. I do it because it's fun and it's something smart that I can bring to a conversation just like this. This is why Rose wanted me to come here to help carry this conversation because ain't none of y'all else besides him can do this besides me. That's why.
Well, I know because Casey doesn't watch much football, so...
That's the whole point.
And, and I know Kratos works, so it's not like he can pay attention to much, during the day.
Yeah. No, I'm not taking anything away from Casey. I'm not taking anything away from Casey, Kratos, all of y'all are some of my best friends. I love every single each. If I ever see you, I'm going to hug your neck and buy you a drink. That's what I'm going to do, and we can go talk football.
What? Did you just say you'd hug him naked and buy him a drink?
No, I said hug your neck.
Oh, I thought that's what
I thought he said, dude, to be honest with you.
I heard neck.
Oh, I said if I ever see any of y'all in person, I'm going to hug your neck and go buy you a drink. We're going to talk football. What I'm going to do. But my point is, y'all don't know this. Rose wanted to talk football. I'm here. I might as well. This is why I'm here. It's football. Rose wanted to talk football. Bring in the football guy. When he wants to talk about Super Mario, guess what? He's calling Casey. That's how it works. It is what it is.
Well, I'm going to put everybody on notice. I'm going to put everyone on notice right now. Obviously, during the football season, every episode of LTS, during the football season, we'll have some football talk until the season's over, of course. So,
what do you think is going to get you more viewers? Talking football or, random food list number 55 that Drew probably already did 3 years ago? Just saying. Let's be real.
I want to bring up something to CSS in the chat. When you mentioned the Rams 99 had a Cinderella season, but went going 13-3 with Kurt Warner as the MVP. CSS, the Rams also the year in 98 were 4-12. And going into 99, no one had ever heard of Kurt Warner. Up until Trent Green got injured in the preseason opener. No one had ever heard of Kurt Warner. Even Sports Illustrated posted their cover picture was Kurt Warner playing against the Cleveland Browns going, just who is this guy? That was their cover, one of their weeks.
Well,
Sports Illustrated.
I'll say this. I'll say this too, and AJ, I want you to remember this stuff.
Oh, I remember
If it comes-
everything.
If it comes February and the Detroit Lions are standing at, they're battling for a Lombardi Trophy and they win it, I'll be the first one to congratulate them, just like I was whenever your Georgia Bulldogs beat TCU on Friday. I was the first
Oh, and best
one.
believe.
That was
Oh,
on-
I know.
that
Well,
was
technically,
on- that
McKell
was on-
was.
Okay, well, you get my. Okay, I'm the first one that congratulates you that you can actually understand.
I was
I
just
guess
gonna
you-
say that.
I was the first one that manned up and said, you know what, congratulations, your boys did it. I was the first one to shake that hand and a tip of the hat of that. And if Detroit proves me wrong and proves the world wrong, guess what? I'll do the same thing again because guess what? I'm a man of integrity. I'm a man, I stand by my word. I judge them by their fruits. I judge them by their works. And right now, Detroit ain't nothing but they got lucky on Thursday night by beating a weakened Kansas City that looked just as crappy as they. That's what I'm saying.
You know, if Detroit Lions actually gets to the division championship, I mean the NFC championship.
That's the conference championship, Casey.
Oh, AFC. My bad.
No,
NFC.
that's the championship.
Oh, they're in
in
the
general.
NFC.
Okay, that's what I said. The NFC.
Right, but I said it's the conference championship game. Was what you were
Oh.
talking about.
I was meaning that, like, if they get to the NFC championship, I would consider that a successful run for the Lions. If they even get to there, I would say that's a successful run. I mean, I wouldn't even do that. I would say I'd be happy for them if they made it to the playoffs.
Personally,
I mean,
here's how I picture a really, really heated NFC championship game. Give us the Lions and Cowboys 3 in the NFC championship. That
Oh, I could see it.
that will be a benefit for both of you. That will decide who's the better man.
It's going to come down, as far as the NFC side of things go, it's going to come down, unfortunately. I'm hoping this is wrong. I'm really, really hoping this is wrong. I think it comes down to Niners and Eagles again. Because I think Dak Prescott has proven himself to be a choke artist. And unfortunately, he can't get out of his own way. Because even as you watch that game tonight, Dak, got 2 touchdowns, and the defense did the rest of the work for him. And I know defense wins championships. But until Dallas can prove that that defense can carry them all season, I don't have any more faith in Dak Prescott than I do in the Detroit Lions.
I mean, the
That's
only
fine.
other I ever seen one by defense was the Ravens back in, was it 01?
2000.
Was it 2000?
2000 or 01, one of those.
2000 because the Patriots won in 01.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
right.
you're right.
Yeah, because of
Right.
Todd
Okay.
Gurley.
The Ravens, they didn't have no good offense at that time. It was their defense that would pretty much win the game for them.
Yeah, Ray
That
Lewis.
2000 Ravens defense had a murderer's row of hitmen on it that you'd be scared to death to go against. Like that may be the one. That may be the greatest defense of all time. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
85 Bears, 72 Dolphins, whatever. That might be the best one out there.
I don't know, the 83 Raiders, the fucking LA Raiders with fucking Alzado on there and Howie Long. Those 2 big motherfuckers? Yeah.
I'll take the 2000
Don't
Ravens.
count out Ken Stabler, dude, for the Raiders in Oakland.
Well,
Don't count out
Ken Stabler wasn't there when that happened. He was in Houston at that time because it was
I
Jim
know.
Plunkett that was the quarterback.
because he was the quarterback under John Med.
Yeah. Well,
No,
that was the
Oh.
1976 Raiders.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, don't count them out. Like as a
just know this. I'm not disrespecting the city of Detroit, their people, or anything else. I know that's the way you're taking this, but that is not good. You know me well enough to know that if I have something
You're
to
the one
say
that
about
keeps harping back on this. I could care less. I just know these
No,
ain't the
because-
same old Lions.
they're the same old lines until they do something different. And done nothing different.
Well, we'll see. I'm not counting my chickens until they hatch.
No, that's the problem. I keep hearing. See, here's the problem with hype. The more you build it up, what happens when there's going to be a new Batman movie going to come out? It's going to have X, Y, and Z. Oh, they're going to have Joker, Bane, Riddler, Poison Ivy. You hype things, and then when it comes, what happens? The more you hype it, the harder the fall is on the way down. This hype train that Detroit has going right now, that's all they talked about Thursday night. I want to stop it. I don't think that hype train goes. I think that hype train leads to disappointment now with a bunch of pissed off Detroit fans turn crap down.
Well, think about it this way, though. You pick somebody, a franchise that's been shit the whole time, and they actually are turning their franchise around. I mean, look at New England. You could fucking make them as an example. Yeah, I mean, did they cheat a lot? Yeah, of course, but I mean,
dude, everybody cheats, not just New England. Everybody cheats.
No, not like New England. They cheat a lot. Vikings,
New England didn't do it. Dude, everybody was one Jets coach stooged on New England for doing that. Whenever he got caught doing the same thing, everybody did that.
I mean, hell, look at the fucking the New Orleans Saints when they had Bounty Gate.
Well, I mean, eventually, any team that has a dynasty is gonna fall, and this time it's the Patriots who fall. I mean,
if you don't think every team cheats and a good majority of players are so jacked up on human growth hormone that they can't even blink anymore, it's crazy.
Well, think about it this way though: the Lions obviously have never cheated; they can't win.
Dude, I understand you're from Detroit. I get it, but I'm calling my own. I'm sitting here crapping on Dak. I'm crapping on my own franchise. At least be fair about it. That's all I'm asking for.
Dude, I am, but I'm just saying, like, I'm talking about a shit franchise that has been shit their entire life since 1955. I mean, let's be honest. They haven't done shit. But
Detroit had Barry Sanders, possibly the greatest running back of all time, and they wasted his career.
I could dispute that. I mean, I'd say Bo Jackson, but I mean that's because I was a Raiders fan. Right.
One of.
I mean, I could say the same thing. The Dolphins, they haven't done shit either, and they had one of the best quarterbacks in the history of the game too.
Yeah, they had Dan Marino.
And
the worst thing that Dan Marino had going for him was he played in the 90s when you had Troy Aikman and Steve Young and so many other prominent quarterbacks that beat his brains at everything. Brett Favre.
I started watching football like after he retired. So like to me, this is the best Dolphins team that's taken the field since I've been watching football. And I know once Tua's gone, once Tyreek is gone, once Waddle's gone, that team, if they don't have players that are able to step up and fill their shoes, they're going to go back to being a bottom-of-the-barrel fucking team again.
Mm-hmm.
But right now, I'm going to enjoy what Miami has right now because they're a scrappy fucking team, and they don't fucking lay down for anybody anymore right now.
Which you should, exactly.
We're in week 1 right now. We've got 16 more weeks, not counting playoffs and Super Bowl. This is, I mean, hell, this is a tradition within our group going back to the derailed times of the Sunday night show. We covered the football and we yelled at each other about football. That's what we do. This is how it works. We all poke our chest out, say my team's better than yours, and we beat our chest like we're Tarzan. This is how it works. Only instead of J-Man and Frank over there jacking off San Francisco, we've just got different players in the conversation. It is what it is.
Oh, sorry.
Well, we got a real Cowboys fan. We got a fake Cowboys fan. We got a Lions fan and a Dolphins fan. And whatever.
And Raiders.
And the Raiders. And whatever you want to consider Kratos, because I still don't know what team he likes.
Kratos has made it very clear he's a super hardcore 99 Rams fan. He lives and dies by them. That is his
So
favorite.
wait, I have to ask fucking
Kratos
this
has
question.
15 Kurt Warner jerseys in his closet right now. He showed them to me. He sent me a picture of them one day. It's actually pretty funny.
Kratos,
He
I gotta
probably
ask you this question.
Kratos might have a autographed picture of Kurt Warner when he was still a bag boy, grocery bag boy at that at that grocery store.
What's
Because
your question, AJ?
Were you more pissed that they left St. Louis to go back to LA, or were you pissed off when the Patriots beat them in the fucking Super Bowl 37? Or not Super Bowl 37, but Super Bowl 6, I think it was. It was a tuck rule game with the Raiders, which I think it was 2001. Which one were you pissed off more about? I think Kratos beat himself.
yeah,
Kratos is such a Kurt Warner fan right now. He's over there praying to the shrine of him that he has in the corner of his bedroom. Kurt Warner, give me strength.
Funny as hell, dude.
Help me educate these fools about your wisdom. All wise Kurt Warner.
You're funny. You're hilarious.
No, but what's the answer though? Which one are you pissed more about? The Rams leaving to go back to LA, or fucking the Patriots beating you guys in that Super Bowl?
Rams going to LA. Fuck Stan Kroenke. Oh,
Yeah, I can agree with that. The Rams don't belong in LA.
They belong in St. Louis. You had a fucking reporter from LA blame the homeless situation at the Super Bowl on St. Louis. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me?
Does St. Louis have a bad homeless problem? I don't know anything about
the homeless problem at Alliance Stadium on St. Louis. The homeless people that were around, like Allegiant Stadium in LA. Remember all the homeless people that were crowding around before the Super Bowl?
Allegiant Stadium.
Yeah, that's where the LA Rams play.
Oh, you mean SoFi Stadium?
SoFi, whatever.
Oh, okay.
Isn't I thought SoFi's where the Chargers play. No.
No, that's where the Rams and Chargers play.
They share that.
Right. Okay.
There were homeless people in SoFi Stadium, all around, tents everywhere. One reporter had the audacity to blame St. Louis for LA's homeless problem outside of SoFi. And I'm like, are you fucking stupid?
So then, why the hell did WWE bring WrestleMania out there then? For the money?
Yeah. And tell me why the college football playoffs were there last year with my dogs winning it there. I mean, let's be honest.
They had
They
had fan voted versus Royal Rumble in St. Louis last year. Fan voted versus Royal Rumble. Ever. And that's not even with the WrestleMania sign catching on fire. Inside the damn stadium. That mind you, it also caught on fire after Rousey won the damn Women's Rumble in the second match.
You kind of put a bow on this because I got a feeling Rose is probably wanting to end it sooner than later. Obviously, Kratos has said who he thinks is going to the Super Bowl, but I don't want to know who you think's going to the Super Bowl. But how many wins does your team get this season? Give me an honest number, and not a guess, but an educated analysis. An educated analysis as best to your ability. What you think your team is going to do? Rose, what do you think Miami's doing this season? How far do they go?
I have to take a look at the schedule real quick. I'm not 100% familiar with the schedule. I think they could beat the Bills at least once, because if they almost took them down in the playoffs last year with a third string quarterback, I think they could beat them at least once.
I would agree with that. They've got that magic with the Bills. I do think they could take one from them. I'd agree to that.
Let's see. I think they could probably take both from New England, because New England's not that scary anymore. And they actually play New England next week. They should be able to beat Denver. After
Denver's a bitch.
After the way the Giants played, they should be able to beat them. I don't think they're beating the Eagles. Carolina, I think they could beat Carolina. So let me see here. So we got one win. I'm gonna say next week they'll probably lose in New England because they usually never win in New England. So that's right, 1-1. Then I think they could win one, probably lose in Buffalo. So that's 2-2. Then I think they could win probably 2 in a row against the Giants and the Panthers. So that put them at 4-2. Lose to the Eagles. Win in Miami against the Patriots. So that would put them at 5-3. Probably lose to the Chiefs in Kansas City. I think they can beat the Raiders. So that would put them at 6-4.
Wait, hold on, what?
I said I think they can beat the Raiders. I didn't say they will.
I don't know about that. You guys are still game fishes. Let's be honest.
I'll take Miami by 10 over Vegas.
I'm gonna go out on a limb and say they'll probably take both games against the Jets, although they usually take at least one. But so if they did that, so let's see, 6, 7. I think they beat the Commanders. They should beat the Titans. So that puts them at 8-4. Jets again 9-4. Dallas is going to be interesting. I think they could beat Dallas, but Dallas probably will beat them, especially if they lay their fucking asses out on the fucking carpet like they do with the fucking Giants.
If they hit Tua half as much as they did Johnson, he's gonna die on the field. You know that, right?
So let's say that's 9-5. For some reason, regardless how bad the fucking Ravens are, the Dolphins never beat them. So let's say 9-6. And I think they beat the Bills in Miami. So I think that's a 10-7 or 10-6 record with the bye week.
Okay.
Or whatever it is. Because it's 17 games now this season?
Yeah.
So they're either going to go 11. They're either going to go 11-6 or 10-7. That's what I think. But I think they could still make the playoffs. You know, obviously, that's going to depend on how other teams, do. Because for some reason, the Dolphins are always a wild card team at best.
Right.
It says there were plans to build a new stadium for the Rams. There really were plans for St. Louis to build a new stadium. Kroenke didn't want the concept of a riverfront side stadium in St. Louis. That's why his ass moved back to LA. I remember those plans. Those plans ended up becoming the MLS soccer team stadium for St. Louis City. Don't get it twisted with me. I was born and raised in St. Louis. Don't get that shit twisted. That St. Louis didn't want to give it to Stan Kroenke and the Rams for new thing. They were willing to put it up. But he still moved down.
Listen to that passion coming out of Kratos. This is the kind of podcast that I can get behind. A bunch of football talk and just jousting. This is the fun kind of podcast right here, buddy. This is the good stuff. So, Casey, how many games were the Dallas Texans?
The Dallas Texans.
Well, I mean, they have a really hard season this year. I mean, you got to have to worry about the Houston Oilers. And then you got the...
How were they ever going to get past them with that offense that they're putting out there? Holy crap! Their run game is ridiculous.
Oh, I didn't watch the Dallas Texans play today, so I can't really explain my prediction.
It was weird. I didn't get the Dallas Texans game today. I guess my signal was bad. It didn't come in on the channel, but I heard they did well. So hopefully they do good. We'll see. What comes
well, I mean, it was on the channel called what was it called? Where they have the classic
NFL Network.
ESPN Classic.
Yeah, it was
Classic?
ESPN Classic channel.
So they just switched the channel. That's why I did. Okay.
That's right.
See,
I gotta ask Tex a question about college football real quick. Tex, how'd you feel about Texas beating the living shit out of fucking Bama? in that overrated fucking program.
I hate both teams, and anytime Texas Longhorns play anything, I hope for lightning to strike the stadium. That's how I feel about that.
So, but how does it make you feel that the Longhorns are more superior to the Aggies?
They're not. We beat Alabama 2 out of the last 3 years.
Well, I mean, let's be real. My fucking dogs, we beat the shit out of them fucking the first time we won our fucking national title. But besides that,
Congratulations. The Texas Longhorns are not. Come 2024, with the Lone Star Showdown finally. No, it's not in the playoffs. I'm talking about the new playoff format. No. I'm talking about next college football season when Texas officially joins the SEC. A&M and UT are reviving the Lone Star Showdown, which is their rivalry, which is over 100 years old. That's why it's such an important game. And you'll see, just because A&M lost to Miami this weekend, it wasn't because of the playing that they did. It was stupid mistakes that were made. I can't remember the defensive play caller's name, but he should have been shot on sight and left for dead. Who puts 3 defensive linemen on the line and doesn't rush anybody? I don't see. That Miami quarterback could have built a log cabin behind there and had a cup of tea. He was so protected. It was ridiculous. But the Longhorns are not superior to the Aggies. They wait till 24. Wait till they play each other. You'll see who's more superior. A&M beat Alabama last year. They beat them 2 out of the last 3 years. They're not superior.
Well, Alabama's overrated. Let's be honest.
No, I agree. I agree 100%. I think Alabama was going into that game was not the 3rd best team in college football. There was no way they were. That whole college football ranking system is a joke. It's
the AP is fucking ridiculous because all the fucking what the fuck is it called? Shit. Trying to think. The committee, the fucking college football committee. They always look at Alabama.
The NCAA is just as dirty as Washington D.C. is for politics. That's the only reason Alabama. But no, like I said, come 2024, whenever A&M plays UT, you'll see Connor Weigman, the A&M quarterback. He's Heisman-worthy material in the making. I'm telling you right now. The kid will be something special in the NFL. Even in that loss to Miami, you could see his star power. You can build a franchise. He's smart. He's not as great on his feet, but he's a solid quarterback. But since AJ brought up, where do you think your Raiders go this year? How many wins? What do you think they do?
Raiders, I say maybe 10, so 10-7. Lions, I say 11-6.
Okay. So you think the Raiders won 10 games? Really?
They improved from last year, man. You gotta remember
how many games are they going to have to buy?
How many games are
they
going to have
up today?
How many games are they going to have to buy? He asks.
Yeah.
Oh God! He decided to wake up. I thought you were asleep for a second.
I thought he died.
Looked like the Rose was sleeping. Like I'm watching the stream and saw him just like motionless for a few minutes.
I thought Rose literally died on stream.
Hey, you can't get rid of me that easily.
Got Detroit winning 11 games.
Right.
The Raiders winning
never mind, baby.
Whoa, hold on. One at a time, damn it.
Oh, I can't hear anybody.
Well, I was gonna say maybe TSS is right that you're drifting in and out of consciousness.
Consciousness, and no, I'm not. I'm fully awake and here. I am completely cognizant. Thank you very much.
Well,
you spell that.
Talk about that. I'm gonna have to duck out because I gotta get up early for work now. I have to work hours, an hour and a half over now. So I gotta go.
Go ahead and get your plugs in there. Well, I'll wait for 15 minutes so you can play your video game. Go ahead.
Come on, Casey. It's something about video games. Watch a review. Blah blah blah.
Well, I was gonna go out without that, but I mentioned that. I'll go ahead and I just released Rocky 1 for
10
the
years later.
Sega Mark III. It's pretty much the Sega Master System version, but released that one today. And I released a new belt review today as well.
You know, why don't you buy the Dallas Cowboys fucking wrestling belt and review that?
Yeah, you should, Casey.
Yeah, I'm not gonna pay $500 for that fucking thing.
No, Casey, I'm telling you right now, if you do ever procure that Dallas Cowboy title belt and it doesn't end up in my hands, I'm gonna beat you to death.
I'm gonna beat you to death with it.
Well, here's the thing.
I will be like Liam Neeson and Taken. I will call you and say I have a particular set of skills, and I will hunt you like a dog until that is mine. Just saying.
But I got that one out, and I'm not sure what I'm going to be editing for tomorrow. But,
Casey, before you go,
Tell your whole
Power
story here, Casey.
Game Gear gameplay that you did a couple weeks ago, I did end up watching it. It was more like the Power Rangers, the movie Game Gear.
yeah.
That was more close to, after like you did the Lord Zed crap, it was more close to the movie plot than anything. Or compared to the second
Really,
one.
because Lord Zed was in there more than,
I'm talking about like for movie plot.
Avenues.
yeah, Ivan Ooze. Like, Ivan Ooze came in at the very end, while it was more about,
The beginning was more Lord Zed, but it followed more of the movie plot in the Game Gear than it did in Sega Genesis did, is all I'm saying.
honestly, they fucked up. They put the wrong red Power Ranger in, because at that time,
It was Rock.
they had Jason in there, and Jason was no longer part of the Power Rangers. It was Rocky.
Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah, it was Rocky. You're right.
Yeah, fucked up on that, but it was okay gameplay.
Well, ESS asked an important question, and I think this could go for Rose too. Well, Casey, will you be doing a video of the potential Nintendo Direct and PS showcase that might happen this week?
Nintendo Direct, sure. PlayStation, depends.
Casey is a fucking Nintendo fanboy through and through. Normally, me and Casey try to do the Nintendo Direct videos together, especially because they only happen like an hour before he gets out of work. So, you know, if we could line up together when he gets home, I'll usually wait for him, and I'll watch it with him, and then I won't spoil myself on it. But if he can't, and I know ahead of time that he can't or doesn't want to do it, then I'll just do it on my own.
I definitely want to do it. It's just like lately, they've actually been doing it like in the middle of the day when I'm at work, so I have to watch it later on.
I'm gonna send you both this report that came out 2 days ago. Apparently, the Switch 2 is a real thing.
I've been hearing so many leaks on that thing. I'm not even going to talk about it until I see an announcement from Nintendo themselves, because I'm so tired of hearing Switch Pro this, Switch Pro that, and that never fucking happened.
There were still some demos at Gamescom this year for supposedly Switch 2.
That's what I heard too, but I'm not. I'm just taking it all with a grain of salt, and you know, if it happens, I mean, it's got to happen sooner or later. Let's be real. The Switch is so fucking outdated now. The Switch is so outdated now. It's got to happen sooner or later. But I'm not really like taking much of these reports too seriously until Nintendo comes out and announces it themselves.
I agree.
I'll be honest. I don't see like a Switch handheld being able to run the Matrix Unreal Engine 5 demo.
Well,
Hey, all I
they're
know
gonna
is life. Kids were better off whenever you said go get a Switch, and they went outside and got a tree limb out, and they got a tree outside, and they got a wood. Better off with that kind of Switch. And this
And
video
you had to
game
make sure
nonsense.
it was free too, or else you
Get
had to
off
give
my
them
lawn.
But as PlayStation, I'll probably see, especially after I have a PS5, see what they might have. But like the road says, I'm definitely interested in what Nintendo has. So it depends. I'm not sure. I mean, hopefully it'd be good for both brands. So as of that, I'm gonna take off, and I gotta take care of the dog before we head to bed. So
Mm-hmm.
I bet you got to take care of the dog before you go to bed.
Better be
No.
careful with that dog.
As
Casey.
as long as taking care of doesn't mean molesting or eating, I can
I
agree.
believe it.
well, just because I leave a jar of peanut butter by the bed doesn't mean anything, you know.
Don't play red rocket. It's not okay.
You're so sick, Casey.
I mean, I just like eating peanut butter beside bed. I mean, it has nothing related to him, you know.
All right.
I don't want to think about. I don't want to think about you doing anything in bed because then I'll vomit.
Well, you know,
I'm
Casey,
always like,
I do have to ask you, since school is back in session now, how often have you stalked the bus stop so far this year?
My God.
Oh my god.
Stop by the school bus.
No, stop with the school bus.
Yeah.
Stop.
He follows it every morning on his way to work. Scouting new talent is what he does.
I had to learn the school route so I can at least stock it before I gotta get out there. I gotta do it like very fast because I still have to get to work on time. Because I mean,
You fit right in my town, Casey, because there's literally a school half a mile from my house.
You know, guys, y'all do realize at some point in the future,
Along
Netflix or
with
some
you.
streaming service is going to come to us and be like, how well and what did you know about the notorious criminal Casey Israel? And what can you tell us for this documentary that we're making about it?
Also, he's a dog molester.
It's going to be bad. He's going to have like, you know how like Joe Exotic had like all his tigers, he shot them and killed them in the back of his property, right? All Casey's old dogs are going to be filled with peanut butter in their carcasses under the ground in his backyard.
Now the one, hey, speaking of which, I've seen some crazy TikToks. I've seen some crazy TikTok videos. The one that takes the cake, I think Casey would enjoy it because it involves a whole chicken being filled with vanilla ice.
what?
Ew.
I
Casey
know.
just got this every-
It was an actual TikTok video someone made, and it went viral a couple of days ago. I'm like, what the fuck is this
It
shit?
doesn't shock me when
I bet Casey's the kind of guy. I bet Casey's the kind of guy that would eat whipped cream out of a girl's butthole. I bet he'd do that.
That's
Oh,
cool.
girl, come on now. You know he doesn't do that. It's gotta be a guy.
Yeast infection and a half.
it's
Casey likes his ladies like an ice cream sundae with a cherry on top.
well, I mean, I like to eat the cherry first before I lick off the whipped cream. I'm
I bet Casey's the only guy that inside his box springs, it's a refrigerator. Like that's his box spring. He's got all this deposit.
No. He's got I bet you Casey has a mini fridge, has that Xbox Series X mini fridge that they made. That Snoop Dogg promoted a couple years ago.
My nephew's got one of those. I showed it off in a I actually did a review on that thing for Drew's Patreon.
Didn't you say it
Really?
sucked?
It does suck. Yes, it is not very good.
Of course.
Like, you can barely
Casey,
put anything in there,
Casey,
too.
you got your plugs in, so now I'm going to kick you off of your own show. You're not allowed to be here for the rest of the night, man. And you're not allowed to come back for 2 weeks. You hear me? Get out of here. We don't want you finding around here no more.
Well, with that, I am take off, so I'll talk to you guys later.
Yep.
There you go.
Yeah.
Jesus
Yeah.
That's what I'm
Christ.
doing. Get out of here.
See ya.
I don't want you around here.
Yeah.
See? That's how you take the trash out right there, Josh. Just tell that John, that's how you do it right there.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Well, it's been fun. I appreciate the invite on, Rose, and I just caught me at the right time. I was pooping watching y'all's review, listening to the Cowboys from my living room TV, so it all worked out.
Well, just know, like I said, throughout the football season, when Less Than Serious is live, you got the invite to talk football because I can't do it alone.
Hey, I'm always up for coming on and hollering at my friends about whose football team sucks worse than the other. That's always fun. It's all good.
The only thing I'll give the Rams credit for in winning the Super Bowl over the Bengals, they won the Super Bowl the same year Dick Vermeil went into the Hall of Fame.
There you go.
That's all I'll give them credit for.
Didn't they make a movie about Kurt Warner and the Rams going to the
Yeah,
Super Bowl that year?
American
I thought
Underdog.
so. I never watched it, but I remember seeing the previews or something for it.
They had
I never watched it.
they had playing Kurt Warner, Zachary Levi, Dennis Quaid.
The guy from Shazam. Yeah.
It was
That's a
decent.
pretty good casting.
It was decent.
There you go. Well, that's
I
cool.
mean, everyone in the theater on Christmas Day gave that movie a standing ovation when we saw it at the Mid Rivers Mall. Me and my whole family saw that. One guy next to me, 2 seats down, said, "Yeah, fuck Stan Kroenke," while the credits were rolling.
Well, there you go. Maybe I'll
Believe it
have
or
to give it a good old once over. I never caught it the first time around. I'm sure I can find
But
it.
don't trust Rotten Tomatoes score of a 70. Trust the audience score.
Dude,
That was at least
I don't go to the.
90.
If you go to the internet to tell you how good or bad a movie is, you're a moron.
No,
You don't.
I saw I saw a Rotten Tomatoes score after I saw the movie, and I knew.
that- So many people live or die by Rotten Tomatoes and IMDb scores that they're not capable of independent thought.
Did you hear about the Rotten Tomatoes report that like they Rotten Tomatoes was paying off critics or some shit?
Oh yeah. Oh, dude, yeah. No, I was looking into that because I didn't know if we were going to talk about it on a show or not. No, dude, it's no different than any other political system. It's all nonsense. It's Rotten Tomatoes is basically if Disney makes a film, it's the best thing ever. And anybody else makes something, it's garbage. It's basically the breakdown.
Mm-hmm.
What's happening?
Yep.
But anyway, yeah. So, AJ, you got anything to plug, dude?
Me plugs? No. First,
AJ.
if I'm gonna plug
No,
anything
I ain't. Well,
on the YouTube
ahead.
channel where I hope to God Dragon Age Dreadwolf comes out soon, because I will freaking cry if it does come out in 2025. You will hear a grown man cry on stream if that report is true. It might be pushed back from.
Let's
some-
hope it's true so we can laugh at you for being a pussy and cry.
I mean, they've already fired like a good portion of people that were working on the game currently.
Really?
Yeah, if you go to their State of BioWare post on their blog, they fired a good portion of people that were working throughout BioWare in general. One of them being the lead writer for Dragon Age. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on?
See,
Well,
right now
then
you're talking Chinese to me, so I don't know if you're talking about. Maybe the Rose can tell me because he speaks it. But I don't understand a word you're fucking saying.
It involved BioWare is the people who made Dragon Age and Mass Effect. You ever
Who
heard
the
of those?
fuck is this? No.
BioWare is the company. They're owned by EA.
Oh, that's shit then.
But they're known for making RPGs, space and fantasy.
So it sounds like we need to get these game developers for Dragon Age and do some Zero Dark 30 stuff. Maybe attach a car battery to their testicles until they produce this game that you don't need to do.
Or maybe we can fire Andrew Wilson as CEO of EA. Maybe something will fucking change. Because he's the one that said single player games are dead. Then Jedi Fallen Order comes out and they're like, hold my goddamn lightsaber and beer, bitch. Sold 8 million copies in a month and a half.
There you go. AJ, Raider, Bulldog, whatever, change your name to this week. What are you playing?
Just, go over to Casey's channel, subscribe, fucking for Friday is Raw, fucking fuck Mikkel and his fucking weird ass, fucking called me like fucking 13 times in one day. Jesus Christ, man.
How is your name not Raider Dog? That's an awesome name.
I know, that does sound like a good name. I mean, maybe I'll change that. That's, you know what? I have to tell you, that is good. Props to fucking Tex for my new name.
Oh, Dennis
Quaid. Just kind of like
father.
I like that.
Raider Dog. It's like
main.
Raider Dog can be like a cool like rock band.
Well, yeah, of course. No, just the Friday is Raw. Come over there, hang out. Fucking last Friday I wasn't on there because I had some fucked up shit going on. But besides that, fuck Mikkel and all that good shit.
Well, he's pretty much dead anyway, so it doesn't really.
Yeah. But no, Tex, Rose, you got anything to say? That's all I really got to say.
Well, just quickly for me, tomorrow, well, I guess technically tonight, the first episode of Monday Night Saw, Jeremy and myself are breaking down the first 3 films, the John Kramer trilogy. Go about 2.5, maybe 3 hours at the most. Y'all know how we tend to go over there, so we're going to deep dive the Saw films over on the Harsh Truth for Saw X coming out at the end of this month. So
that movie actually comes out. That movie actually comes out on my birthday.
The 29th, right?
Yep.
Thought so. Awesome. Well, we'll be reviewing. We've already scheduled out the rest of our year reviews. What we're going to do, and we're actually going to review AJ's favorite horror film in October as well, so he can look forward to that. No, we'll be doing the Saw X review.
Wait, hold on. Tex. You said you're reviewing my favorite movie. You guys are really doing Hellraiser 3 Hell on Earth?
No, Hellraiser 1.
Oh, that's not my favorite? Number 3 is my favorite. Well, you're going to do any of them.
I'm at Hellraiser in general. We're doing a Hellraiser movie, so we'll like it. Don't be afraid.
Well, just do 3. Don't do 1 or 2 trash.
Just say thank you. Just say thank you and enjoy it. That's all you got to do.
Why would I say thank you for the first one? I could give a fuck less about the first one. The third one's the best one.
Well, this was a Frank decision. It's his channel. Ultimately, that's the way it works. But no, we're doing
Pro reboot being like finishing production.
What? Could you repeat that? You kind of cut out.
Did you guys talk about the Crow reboot officially finishing production on the channel?
With Skarsgård attached to it? No, we haven't talked about that. No, all we're really doing is reviews right now because with the whole strike, there's really no point.
I don't think they're
on the picket line. Don't forget.
I think it was filmed in the Czech Republic, though. I don't think they classified under the strike, unfortunately. They filmed that whole film in the Czech Republic, not in America.
Well, I believe that was the filming for that was done prior to the strike. I think,
Yeah.
from what I read.
And it
So,
was in last I heard it was in post production, but I found a post that it's officially coming out next year.
I'll believe that when I see it because there was also supposed to be a Crow movie with Jason Momoa as the Crow, and they were even in production as well. There's been 50 different Crow movies that got canceled.
I think they just need to stop making Crow
bought
movies.
the film rights for the Crow by at least 8 figures.
The Crow is maybe the most
Crow
cursed movie
film rights has
franchise.
been bought
It
now.
is. They need
It
to
is.
stop. They should have just made the
It's-
one and done. That was it. They should have. The rest were shit.
The Crow
Agreed.
one is Crow one is one of the greatest superhero movies ever made. I don't
Dark
care
Horse.
Even
what,
though he's not a superhero, though, he's an anti-hero.
but I count it as a superhero.
It's more of a dark superhero. Because most superheroes don't kill.
But either way, like I said, tonight, same time as normal as the normal Tuesday and Thursday shows. We'll be doing it, and yeah, it's going to be Monday Night Saw for the next 3 Mondays. The Tuesday and Thursday shows is normal, but we're doing a Wednesday fantasy football show where we're going to break down the fantasy stuff, who you should pick up, who you should drop, some breakdowns of the games, kind of a further continuance of kind of what we did tonight, but more fantasy related instead of actual game related. So it's different content. But, we still get to go, powwow together and BS about football and nerd out on fantasy stuff. So y'all come hang out.
I'll definitely try to tune in for Monday Night Saw. That'll be better. I know it's going to be better than fucking Monday Night Raw in general.
Oh, dude, Monday Night Saw is where it's at, man. We're going to have hot women, blood, gore, people dying badly. Now, of course, you don't, it would help if y'all watch these films and then come so you can contribute to the conversation.
I saw 4 before I stopped.
I am going to try to pay more attention to the comment section to try for more engagement. It's really hard to do with these review stuff, but I'm going to try to make an effort. So give me some leeway, please. But see how it goes.
All
Did
right.
you fall asleep?
No.
Oh,
No, they're just in his glasses.
I was just waiting to see if Tex was done with his plugs. That's all.
Oh yeah, I'm just bullshitting.
Well, I had the SAG-AFTRA Screen Actors Guild thing planned for tonight, and the second attempt of reviewing classic video game commercials, but I don't think we're gonna make it there tonight because we're about 3.5 hours deep into a show that is now.
You had it planned until I came on and derailed everything at the edge.
It is now after 2 o'clock in the.
I'll take the bad boy slap on the hands.
Yeah,
This was
bad Tex, bad.
Hey, we gave
Bad.
because of me. You got extra content for your channel. I don't want to hear crap out of you.
No, I mean it was good. It was good content, good talk.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on 1 second.
Work with TSS is worth it. I know we apologize, but that was good. That was good. I'm stuttering.
That's what I'm saying. It got your blood boiling. It got you all excited. That's what it's supposed to. It's football talk, man. Just imagine if we were doing this in public at the bar and we could, really get into it, and then we just, all drink as friends afterwards. That's the most fun part about it. It's all good.
Yeah.
Well, guys, I have to end the show now. Apparently, I'm being a little too loud.
Well,
Who's yelling at you?
No. Just let me talk to whoever told you that. I'll straighten it out for you real quick. I can handle that for you.
To be fair, I think I woke the child up. I mean, I was being a little off the wall for the last minute or two.
Put the little lady on the phone, and I'll tell her to mind her place and shut up, and get on her knees and blow.
Oh boy. I'm just trying to keep things on the straight and narrow right now. That's with that whole situation. But anyways, yeah, we were 3.5 hours in, and yeah, so maybe next time we'll get to these topics. At least the video game commercials. I'm gonna have to remake this thumbnail and only have the football on it now, I guess.
Just write somewhere on their text messed up the show. That would be hilarious. Put it in big letters across the bottom. Be like, it's all fixed. I'm sorry.
Like NFL Week 1, and then Tex versus AJ.
Yeah, there you go.
NFL Week 1 text ruined my show. That'd be great.
I wouldn't say you ruined it though, but I mean, it's certainly.
I know, but it's well, see, that's the whole point of it, because like, what did Tex do? Did he fight with somebody? Blah blah blah, whatever. And then you get a whole bunch of clicks. So it's kind of a click.
Oh man. Well, I guess for my own plugs, I'm going to stream Need for Speed Unbound. I was going to do it tonight, but it's fucking late. I went longer than I expected. I only got one topic out of 3. I have that stream rescheduled for sometime later tomorrow-ish. Pending any bad weather. And then it is Monday, so more Mortal Monday content ahead of Mortal Kombat 1's release this week. So,
oh yeah, that comes out on Tuesday.
Thursday, if you have the pre-orders like I do of the collector's or premium edition. Otherwise, it's next week. But
did you get the Jean-Claude Van Damme stuff for Mortal Kombat?
Yes, it comes with it. Yeah, it comes with the season. It comes with the season pass. So when they put that out, I'll get it for free.
Yeah.
But so yeah, got Mortal Kombat stuff, Need for Speed stream, and we'll go from there. I think this is going to be a bit of a hectic week. Just my prediction of how I think this week's going to go. So I don't really know outside of today or tomorrow. Other than that, as far as the Nintendo Direct thing, TSS brought up, if it happens this week, the PlayStation thing, if that happens this week, I haven't covered the last couple of PlayStation ones because I have not been very impressed with their showcases lately. They've been not very good in my opinion, but
PlayStation ones?
Yeah.
I agree.
But we'll see. So I always say just look out on the channel. There's usually always something there. I don't upload every day, but when I do, it's usually something different. With that being said, check out D-Road Gaming Live. He still does the Friday Night Gaming thing, but now he's mainly doing that OCRP GTA thing he's having a blast with. So if
he's doing that like multiple days a week now, he's really got it.
Yeah, if that's your thing, check it out. I mean, we wouldn't all be together doing this show if not for Derailed in the first place. So the original Derailed, that is. Speaking of, check out the Derailed Patreon where you can find all that old content for $1 a month, where you get nearly 300 episodes of podcast material. Follow me, of course, on Twitch. Subscribe right here to the YouTube channel if you're not already. Greatly appreciate it. Follow me on Twitter X, especially for social media, so you know when I go live and upload a video. Hit the like button on the stream, especially if you like us talking about football, because you're going to get quite a bit more of it on Less Than Serious over the next few months. And so with that being said, for Casey's Raw, who went to sweep, for Kratos,
he died.
And thanks for Tex and AJ coming on to spruce up the football talk a little bit. So thanks for coming on. Until next time, my name is The Rose. Have a good night, everybody. We'll catch your ass
Go Cowboys.
down the road.